A night in with MauLer and the drinker, getting trashed with the web's free thinkers. A cheap night cause I'm feeling kinda thrifty, got a 10-pack of beers and a bottle of whiskey. Hop up the cork, have a glass of wine, plus they'll say I'll be fine. Trouble walking in a straight line, but pour me a Pinot Noir. It's open bar with our hosts, MauLer and the Critical Drinker.
All right, speak of the devils, we have MauLer and the Critical Drinker right here. Look at us. We're live and we're doing it. We're doing it, MauLer.
We're alive. We can't say we're well. I can't say that. You know.
No. Well, you guys don't know the trials and tribulations we had behind the scenes. I think pretty much everyone's computers broke down in some way.
I
couldn't hear each other.
I was talking about the things we've been witness to in media recently. But that's fine. You're talking about that too.
Yeah, there is that. I feel like a piece of your soul might have died today when you went and saw Doctor Strange.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
yes.
we will get to that.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it. Precious, we'll get to that. We should probably bring in the other guests, I guess, shouldn't we?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some of them anyway. Anyway, so we've got the one and only heel versus babyface. It's Az.
Hello.
Yeah, it's good to have you back, man. I've missed you.
I know it's been a little bit.
It's been a while,
but, you know, you're a busy bee. So
that's a lie.
I asked Drinker that we don't invite you anymore, but he
ignored
you. Came to a compromise.
I overruled you.
One more
this time and no more. Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's got one more chance.
Yeah, if he blows it, that's it. He's never coming back.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right. Man. We've also got Drunk 3PO. This is his first time on the open bar stream, so welcome to it, man.
I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, so,
I think he accidentally sent me the link. So I just clicked and go. I'm like, oh, MauLer's here. That's cool. I know him. I know Az. He likes to say stuff. That's cool. And
I agree with your first statement, though. Why are you here?
I don't know, but I'm here to look at your pretty face, man. Your pretty face. That's all.
It's so beautiful.
Me and Az, listen, they've been pairing me and Az on other shows, and every time he sees my name, he's like, "What the heck, man? Following me around?
Why?
Nothing wrong with being the #1 fan."
That's right.
I feel like Johnny Depp at an Amber Heard trial, you know.
That's all right. I'm just gonna sit and laugh at your jokes. It'll be all good. It'll be all good.
This appearance actually has been like an epic fucking quest, hasn't it? Because it's like I invited you a couple of other times, and I swear every time I sent the invite, it's like, oh, I'm going to Alaska, or like I'm like in Florida or something at the time, and I can't do it.
Yeah, I know. That was the third time. Congratulations, Az. Third time I finally made it when you're here.
Yeah.
So
lucky me.
Lucky you.
I think, we've also got Chris Gore who's on his way, but he's not quite here yet. And I thought, well, since we've already kept everyone waiting for like 10 minutes already, we should probably kick things off, you know. And what a week it's been. Az, I know you're sad. I know that Batwoman has left us.
How
are you holding up, buddy?
Well, I mean, you know, if you saw the video that I put up on my channel, I think that says everything.
One last read.
A roller coaster of emotion. My bank balance is really upset. Making a lot of money off that show, more money than they were making, which is unfortunate for them. How was it even made how they even got 3 seasons out of that, I have no idea. Lucky,
money laundering.
But, it's okay because the writers of Batwoman have now been moved to Gotham Knights, which is the new show, which is coming onto the channel. So I'm sure with that quality of writer behind them, how can that fail?
I mean, for everyone in chat, just press F to pay your respects to Batwoman. Like, we have lost a true cultural force here.
I didn't want that show to end because I wanted to watch Az's reviews.
Yeah.
It's like, you ever wanted to see a guy have you had like an aneurysm and a stroke, like every review, like as you progressed, we were just waiting to see what was next. Like that was the main thing. So.
You should
Hey,
see
Chris.
Naomi.
Hey, Brinker. MauLer,
How's it going, man? We got Chris Gore in the room.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Oh, we were lamenting the tragic loss of Batwoman. We're beside ourselves with grief, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's
The
hilarious.
end of an era. Do you guys remember the wonderful days of the pilot being released and the trailer and us all being like, you fucking kidding me? You're making this? These days, though, you'd be like, of course they're making this.
Of course they are.
I love the absolute confidence that this show came in with. Like, you know, the bat suit will be perfect when it fits a woman. You know, and all that, like, such... She's got high hopes. She's got...
I'm not going to let a man take credit for a woman's work as she sits in the bat cave, nicking all of his toys and technology, money, building.
It was just, I mean, within the first couple of weeks, like the audience viewing figures had dropped by like 70%. And like everyone was desperate to escape.
Only 70, man. That's...
Just a disaster.
I think Az kept that show alive. To be honest,
he did, man.
I think there was EFAP, myself, Jay Longbone, Arias Unlimited, and then Drinker would come along and just get like 1.5 million views on his Batwoman and shit videos that he'd do once a season. It's just like, dude, that's like 6 episodes worth of viewing figures for them. Come on, man, that's unfair.
Drinker is a Batwoman casual. Okay, he doesn't even know the lore.
I don't know the deep lore. I don't have that investment in the characters, and I'm sorry. Like, I wish I had more time to invest in that show because I think there's more to glean from it. I think the deeper that you dig, truly, the more layers of meaning that you'll discover in that show. And I just wish I could have dug a little deeper with it. I'm sorry.
No, it was pretty superficial. It was pretty damn superficial, actually. Yeah.
It really felt like a bit of a piss take after the first season, when they replaced Ruby Rose, and they just must have got into like fuck it territory as far as writing goes. It's like, we've got a whole new Batwoman, and she just finds the suit, and there she goes, and there's pride flags everywhere, and like she's just sleeping with a different woman every week, and it's just so diverse.
But not just any old pride flags, pride flags,
Oh, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I just must think the writers realized it was some kind of piss take by that point, and they just thought, fuck it, let's just go all in. Why not?
My arm looks like it's on the table. Just totally non. Just
it really does. Well, a massively deformed, huge arm. It's sad because we can't see MauLer's lapel in this, where he's got like the Isle of Wight flag on it.
Somehow I'll try to get the other one. There we go. It's my contribution to the Batwoman conversation. My arm is on the table.
Well, it was as logical as anything in Batwoman.
Exactly.
Made about as much sense as anything in that show.
I mean,
exactly.
How much money do you think this has lost for the CW? I mean, I know they had a budget of like $50 per episode or something by the end, but man.
I think you got to compound it though, because I don't think it's just that show. When you add it onto Legends of Tomorrow, then you add it onto Flash, and then you add it onto like Naomi. It's every one of them has got to be losing money big time.
They really seemed like they were just biting off more than they could chew, right? They were just like trying to
I don't even know what they're trying to achieve anymore. I really don't. Like, Batwoman was basically just lesbians. That's it. That was the show. The show was lesbians that are actually really horrible, very selfish, and very narcissistical. So it wasn't a particularly good message if you were gay. Legends of Tomorrow turned into lesbians. So, that was a great show. Flash turned into cock porn.
Oh, so for more lesbians.
Well, no, yeah. There's probably lesbian too in there. Gave up after a while.
They're not like the good lesbians like you get on Pornhub. They're
like
they're really like dowdy, boring lesbians who talk about their feelings all the time.
Should you be saving Gotham? No, I've come to have an argument with my girlfriend instead. And then we're going to argue all the way through to the end of the episode. And then we're just going to say, oh, let's forgive each other and snog.
I felt obliged to make a video just rounding out this show, just giving my final thoughts on it, because I feel like I've gone on the journey. I know, MauLer, I've been a casual. I haven't put the graft in, and I'm sorry about that. But I feel like I've been with this show in spirit through all of its ups and downs, mostly downs.
Dude, if you'd said I made one last video for the money, I would have gone good.
I felt like I needed closure on Batwoman, I needed to say goodbye.
I really like that Catwoman statue you showed us the other day, so I made one more Batwoman video.
Yeah, I've ordered 3 now.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with the mask? Are you gonna retire it, frame it?
I think I'm gonna buy one of those mannequin head things, and I'm gonna put the hair and the mask on that, and then display it.
It needs to be in like some, break in case of emergencies. Kind of.
In case of lesbians break glass.
Yeah. And like you can stand in front of it, like looking really moody with like subdued lighting all around you, just like pondering what's going to happen next. Will she return?
Will she return? Well, there's a chance that the cast might get assimilated into an HBO series, and there's also a chance that the cast might be assimilated into Gotham Knights.
Jesus.
So it may not be over.
Man.
I don't think we've seen the last of what the fuck did they call it? Ryan Wilder. I don't think we've seen the last of Ryan Wilder.
If they go to HBO, do you think the budget will increase?
That's funny, Jay. That's a good one.
I'm just so curious.
That's a good one. Holy shit. Whew.
There's more prospect.
I'm wondering what the budget of that is, for goodness sake. Jesus.
There's at least more prospects for boobs on HBO if it does that. So, you get something out of it.
Well, she wasn't shy at like putting her fish fillet bar on.
Well, there's something, But there's bigger things to discuss tonight. And I believe some of you guys here have seen it. It's Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness. Now, I haven't seen it, but I'll be honest, I don't give a fuck if you guys spoil it. So,
I don't either.
I'm mostly drinking. I've got nothing
saw
nice
it
to say
today.
about this film.
I don't see it until Sunday because I'm kind of busy for the next few nights, and I don't really want to see it after everything I've heard.
Just
but
sure
yeah,
buy
like
a ticket to the Northman and then go see Doctor Strange 2. That was my advice.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen The Northman and really liked that. I thought that was a good film.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And yeah, so what was your experience of it? How did that film make you feel?
Nothing.
So we're allowed to spoil shit, yeah?
Yeah. Fuck it.
All right,
Go
chat,
for it.
you've been warned.
Chat, there's going to be spoilers, so if you're scared, run away.
I said this message to Gary as well, because I was just like, I am fucking tired of watching Professor X die. I'm done.
Wow.
3 times
It's
enough.
such a bit, Go on, you go, MauLer.
Oh, I have nothing nice to say about this film. First, writing, performances. There's plenty of little highlights. People working really hard. There's visually, there's plenty of stunning shots. I recognize loads of Evil Dead DNA in the look of this film, but the fucking script, man, holy mother of hell! I don't even know where to begin. It would take me hours and hours to go through everything that's wrong with this fucking pile of shit.
I think the first time the script really popped out at me is when Scarlet Witch goes to Yom Kippur or whatever it's called, the home base of the wizards, and Doctor Strange goes to meet her before she attacks, and he says, "You were justifiably right in what you did," and I'm just like, what?
Remember, he said, I'm not here about Westview. Westview's chill. You put things right in Westview. It's just like,
what the fuck?
You put at the end you put things right, and you're like, no, she didn't. She just ran away.
Not even close.
Can I ask you a quick
genuinely
question?
fucking disgusting. Like what the morality they're trying to push here.
Well, this is what I spoke to MauLer about before we went live. Was there is a obviously in this they say everything that she did at Westbrook was fine because she left it okay at the end and she was justified in her anger and vengeance.
Well, it's
and they
okay
let her off.
because she has a vagina, so that makes
I know,
everything
but
fine.
in an alternate universe, Doctor Strange uses the Darkhold or goes off on his own to try and fight, find a way to fight Thanos instead of joining up with the rest of the Avengers or the Illuminati in this case. And it ends with one of the universes getting destroyed. And then he gets the Darkhold, comes back, and because of him getting the Darkhold, they kill Thanos. But then they kill Doctor Strange for his crimes.
It's not even clear exactly why they killed him. They say like there's one thing left, himself, and you're like, what do you mean? It's
because
like,
he transgressed.
He used the Darkhold, so you're gonna have to kill him. And I was like, man, I can think of another Doctor Strange who's used the Darkhold. But I'm guessing he's fine. We can leave him because he's a good Doctor Strange. There are like 3 different character arcs for Doctor Strange in this movie. They can't decide on what the fuck they're doing. They repeat like over and over again, basically, that Doctor Strange as a character will always do an evil for the sake of doing a greater good.
Every one of them.
Yeah, and then at one point, America's like, "Nah, but this one's good though." And I remember being like, "What have you based that on?"
Yeah.
why are you saying that? It's like because he's our one. He's the mainline one. He's a good one. He's the nice Doctor Strange.
And then the whole weird thing about that, MauLer, is the first Doctor that we see at the beginning of the film, who's from a different multiverse and is trying to escape with America. You know, he says the only way to defeat is by me taking your powers, America. I'm sorry, you know. And then he tries to draw her power off, and then he gets impaled, so he releases her. Then she gets grabbed by the creature, and then he, in his last breath, uses his magic to save her, to send her through the portal to the next multiverse, the next universe.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he was trying to do a good thing. Then at the end, even though he did a bad thing, he ended up doing a good thing to save her. But then at the end of the film, America Chavez is saying to Doctor Strange, "You gotta kill me. You gotta draw my power out to defeat her. It's the only way." And it's just like,
well, just standard question for all of you. If you knew it was a choice between a young girl or all of the multiverse, like, would you kill the girl?
the needs of the many. Yeah, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yeah,
well,
it's
because
like
of that
lesser
choice,
damage.
because of that choice, America refers to that Doctor Strange as basically an evil guy who betrayed her, and then she asks our Doctor Strange to do that to her at the end.
Yes.
I guess you can call this
off film.
some kind. I don't even know, like, she shows no like understanding for that other Strange who did everything he could to save her.
Yes.
So you know what fucking annoyed me as? I don't even know why he's trying to suck her powers out for himself, because he's, you know, basically the drama is if I suck the power out of you, it'll kill you. And so he starts doing it, but then he gets stabbed and stopped.
Yeah.
Right. This is the first scene in the movie. Because he's an alternate Strange, ponytail Strange. So it's like, why not just kill her? If you suck the power out of her, then the monster will just get you. He's already losing to the monster, if you remember. So if you kill her, nobody gets the power. The multiverse is saved. And it's quicker, by the way. You just chop her head off.
Just chop her head off, because
It's I didn't even understand this. I was like, he was like, "I'm gonna have to do this to you." She's like, "I'll die. I thought we were friends." Like, bro, I'm trying to save the multiverse.
But then he says, when she says that, he says, he literally says, "I am trying to save, you know,
he says,
all the lives in the multiverse versus yours. I'm sorry."
He repeats the line from Spider-Man. He says, like, one life is a small calculus in reference to the, and then they cut him off by getting impaled.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was meant to be funny, or there was some stuff in this I really couldn't tell if it was meant to be funny or not. Because like you know, fuck. I feel like I should warn every time I do this, but I guess we're in that position. When Captain Carter got cut in half, I was like, what?
Yeah.
But the stupid thing about that was she'd just done the Captain America line, where
Yeah, that
she
was
was just
cringe.
like, I could do this all day, and it's just like, boom,
Bro, she's
just
been
gets cut in
fighting for
half
like
by her own
20
fucking shield.
seconds. She just started the fight and said I could do this all day. I was like, you haven't done it for like a minute yet.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, but like that's a Steve Rogers line. You know, like why does she have that line? Why do that? Why?
Because
Because
all
Because-
Have her own
because
badass
reference.
line.
Berries, MauLer. Member
Mm.
Berries. Remember when he said it and it was cool, and now she's
Yeah.
saying it, so that makes
Give
her
her-
cool.
Just
Exactly.
give her her own
I
badass
tell you,
line.
when I saw that Captain Marvel was Lashana Lynch, I just wanted to walk out. I was like, you've already fucking
dude.
killed James Bond, and now you're here to kill fucking Doctor Strange. Oh, fuck off, Lashana.
Can I ask a question about the movie? I read that they tried to tie in everything from Disney Plus into this film
yes.
because there's some kind of secret thing going on where they're trying to get more subscribers. So a lot of the movies are going to tie in more to the Disney Plus shows. So I haven't, the movie just opened up in America here, unless you're Chris Gore, but so I haven't seen it, but did they tie it into the Disney Plus
Yes.
shows?
Here's the huge problem with this movie. If you saw Doctor Strange and you thought, I love this movie, and I actually genuinely liked the first Doctor Strange movie, and then you go, I'm going to put the second Doctor Strange movie on, that you're going to be so freaking confused because it's not a sequel to It is
you're
sort of there's plot elements that are, you know, threads that run to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but there's also, you have to have seen WandaVision, you have to have seen Endgame, you have to have seen No Way Home, and you have to remember various details from all of those things. And it's tiresome. And look, I didn't finish watching WandaVision. I didn't finish it. It just lost my interest. And every Disney Plus series, I watch the first episode, I'm out, and then I watch my friends who torture themselves, like Az. Thank you, Az, for all your Batwoman coverage. Thank you, but yeah, this movie is going to be confusing to people who aren't. I just only care about the movies. The Disney Plus shows are shit. And here's the problem with the film too: is it felt like a Disney Plus show. It felt, in fact, it says at the very end, giant words, a Kevin Feige production. And it just felt, anyone else, MauLer, as, what do you think? It felt very Disney Plus to me.
I don't disagree really. It was, the pacing was fucking insane, man. When she
Yeah.
declares she's going to attack Kamatage, we like cut over there and they're having a conversation. Then Wong is like, everyone get defenses, and then montage, and then she arrives. I was like, that's all in like a minute. I was like, whoa, like we are speeding through this movie because we just not got the time. I couldn't believe that it was halfway through that we got all of those Illuminati cameos. I was like, we're just running through. And on your point about the sequel part, if you remember, Baron Mordo, if that's even his name, because I can't tell what they're doing in this, he was he watched Strange use the Time Stone in Doctor Strange, and from that concluded, I need to stop sorcerers because they're too powerful and we can't trust what they're doing with their magic. In this movie, we don't even see that Mordo. He's just gone.
Right.
We have alternate universe Mordo, who's a completely different dude, but still kind of evil. And it seems like their attempt at being like, see, this is like a sequel. It's, you know, it's like, what happened to the other guy?
It seems like a really dangerous strategy to expect people to have watched the Disney Plus shows in order to get the background for this movie, because the audience for the films is infinitely bigger. Like, that's proper general audience stuff compared to the Disney Plus shows, which are still kind of niche. And so to rely on that, fucking hell, man, that is a shoddy basis for a movie.
Do you think they're relying more from the Spider-Man film, that the people will go see this because they're hoping that it'll have more of that Spider-Man multiverse feel? Is it a continuation from that film? Is that where it picks up?
They mentioned Spider-Man, I think, twice. I think they're both ADR lines as well. I was trying to figure it out because this film has gone through a weird release schedule. It was supposed to be before Spider-Man Once Upon a Time. So,
oh, wow.
I think she asks, like, have you got any familiarity with the multiverse? And he's like, oh, yeah, I did some stuff with it with a guy called Spider-Man. And man, the MCU humor is back. She's like, Spider-Man, is he like a spider? And then he's like, no, he's more like a man. And then she's like, whoa, what? And then he's like, yeah, he has spider powers. And then she's like, can he shoot web out of his butt? And then he's like, no, maybe.
What? Where do they
It's like-
find these writers?
I was gonna
What is-
say, like,
What
wow,
is
that's
happening?
No, the writer is the same writer from Loki, and oddly enough,
Oh, shoot me right now. Just
oddly enough,
give me a
Never
pair
finished.
of guns.
oddly enough, I was supposed to interview the writer of Doctor Strange 2 on Tuesday and got an email this morning from the publicist saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're canceling the interview." So they must have seen either my tweets or my YouTube video, and I was on Nerdrotic Nooner yesterday. But yeah, the writer of Loki wrote this movie. What? Yeah.
How
I
did they get
don't know
that
how you guys
opportunity?
feel. Like, well, I do know how some of you felt, but I fucking despised Loki. I thought it was a terrible show. I think it
Yeah.
destroyed his character.
It's pretty
I just
bad.
thought it was garbage.
I checked out when they showed the Infinity Stones in the drawer.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, we got a bunch of them here, and I was
Yeah.
like, yep.
Yep.
Same.
That's a fuck you show moment.
Right after
Just-
Endgame, you get that. You're like,
Yeah.
thanks.
So all that stuff that Tony sacrificed himself for, that we fought,
Paperweights.
like, for the fate of the universe, it was just nothing. You guys just mess around with it
I
because it's a
just,
joke.
and why Disney writes stuff like that? It's like even like after Mandalorian 2 and the great Luke Skywalker return, like they just totally flushed that in the toilet in Book of Boba Fett when Luke just kicked Baby Yoda. It's like the same thing. It's like all the, I guess, the so-called high moments that they've had, they just love to flush them really soon, as quick as possible, in whatever they have coming next. So
It's like they can't allow a good thing to just rest. They have to like then exploit it and butcher it again. As by the way, as I was saying, his internet has gone down. So,
No.
back as soon as possible. Yeah, that's just like straight out of fucking what's his name, Mr. H reviews.
Yeah.
That first time we tried to bring him on. But yeah, hopefully we'll see him back soon. But yeah, what is the, for a guy who's not seen the movie, what is the general premise of Multiverse of Madness? What has happened that drives the
called
story?
America Chavez is being chased by creepy demon monsters. Doctor Strange bumps into her and then says, "Why are these chasing you?" And she says, "Some horrible sorcerer's doing it." And then he goes to Wanda for help. Turns out Wanda is the one who's doing it. And then the rest of the film is just running away from Wanda. That's about
And
it.
she's the antagonist of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to think about that, MauLer.
Go ahead.
So, at the end of WandaVision, Fake Vision fails to tell Wanda that he's downloaded his consciousness into White Boy.
Mm-hmm.
So, if he'd told her that, the kids are projections. They're not real children.
She had an answer for that. What do you mean? He said, "Your children aren't even real. You made them with magic." And then she said, "All mothers make their children with magic."
Yeah, that's called bullshit.
No,
So
that's totally true. As
That
I
is-
was made with
When a
magic.
man
not
and a woman
magic.
love each other
Just
very much.
sprinkling some fairy dust to make
Yes.
you. But yeah,
That's one of
that's
those.
it's one
that's
of those classic Disney fucking bullshit lines where it's like the other person just has no comeback to that. Then any sane person would be like, "No, mothers make their children like through biology."
Not
It's not fucking
magic.
magic, you
What are you
lunatic.
talking about?
So every one of her children in the multiverse is because she's mental.
Yes.
So every Wanda is broken. Every Wanda is mentally ill in every universe.
Oh yeah. So that's another dude. The writing is so fucking bad. So they need to account for that. That was the writer's attempt. It reminds me of that's a 1 in a million shot from Rise of Skywalker, where it's just like that is not a way to account for that. And the writers are like, "Yes, it is. I'm a genius." They do this again when Wong is like, "Wanda, why do you need to kill this girl instead of this girl just teleporting you to the universe you want? Why can't you just do that?" And then she says, "Well, what if the kids get sick with a disease that's only curable in an alternate dimension?
What?
I'll have to travel to that dimension in order to get the cure, so I need all of her power." It's like, are you...
What?
Did somebody actually write this? Like, why the fuck?
Wait, couldn't Wanda just date someone and make kids?
She's a magic person. Can't she just magic up a cure for whatever the
Just date
fuck
again.
happens?
Her powers have always been the most bullshitty, like poorly defined nonsense,
Oh,
like in the
that's the
MCU. She can just do
problem.
whatever the plot
They
needs her to
are
do.
at their most bullshit in this
Yeah.
film.
I hate. You know what? I used to kind of like Wanda as a character. You know, I thought
I used to.
Olsen
Yeah.
was a good actress for portraying her. I thought she was kind of sympathetic. Now they have just turned her into a complete fucking asshole. But they're trying so hard to sell her. It's so weird. Like they really want you to love her as a tragic, you know, anti-hero, and she's not. She's an asshole.
Oh yeah,
She's
a
a
villain.
selfish, narcissistic arsehole.
dude, she wipes out most of the people at Camotage, and some of them she tortures beforehand.
But that's the thing, because she has undeterminable powers. It's now known that the Sorcerer Supreme can't even touch her.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Sorcerer Supreme got he didn't get killed, but he just got like brushed aside like nothing at Camotage. Everyone at Camotage that was fighting her, she just wiped out a shitload of them.
Well,
so they are absolutely nothing in comparison to the Scarlet Witch.
let's not understate. She's knocked out both Sorcerer Supremes easily with all of their army behind them. She knocked out Mr. Fantastic, Black Bolt, Captain Carter, Captain Marvel, and Professor X easily. But she beat Professor X in a mind battle, because of course she did.
Duh.
Oh,
Why not? Why wouldn't she?
Fuck this movie.
He's only the greatest psychic on the planet, but don't worry about that.
I haven't even watched Picard, and I had Picard flashbacks when there's this moment. I know, right? Like, how is that even possible? There's this part where he goes into her head and sees like a trapped nice Wanda, and he's like,
That's still a mentally ill Wanda with fake children, fake magic children.
Yes, but he's like, if perhaps I help you up, you could
escape this grip.
And I was
I'm
thinking
so
about
sorry
how-
for being white.
Do you remember when Professor X, just like Picard, had like a powerful presence? Do you remember, like, Patrick Stewart used to be able to actually like not go. And I just feel bad watching it, because he like stumbles toward a door. It's just like, what is this? But
this,
very old.
they reference the animated TV show, so it's all good.
And
this is like they should have let Professor X go with Logan. That should have been it. Patrick Stewart's done in the role. Just stop bringing him back. Stop bringing this old confused man back and humiliating him. You know,
But in all fairness, all the cameos were terrible.
Yeah, they were.
Yes, all the cameos were terrible. And Patrick Stewart looks practically Asian. He's had so many faces, which is good for diversity, I guess. So there you go.
He's struggling. He's struggling big time.
Yeah.
I just love, I compare him to William Shatner, who's like 98 years old or something and just doesn't give a fuck. Like, he just seems like so much younger than Patrick Stewart now. It's weird. It's like he was doing great up until about 10 years ago, and then he just aged rapidly. Then it was like he drank from the wrong holy grail. And then he chose poorly.
But kept on living instead of dying.
Yeah, he's at that sort of like skeletal stage now. It's just it's sad, but it goes back to what you were saying there, though, right? The one and only realm where he should have the upper hand is with the power of his mind. He's like one of the most powerful psychics on the planet, one of the most greatest intellects. Give him something, at least allow him to challenge Wanda in that sense. But like from what you're describing there, it's like, no. Of course she has to be better than him because fucking girl power, of course.
If they had like gone to the universe with the Illuminati much earlier in the film and actually allowed us to get some character development in with the Illuminati. So at least we'll get some character development in with Reed Richards, with Black Bolt, with Captain Carter, with this other captain, with Lasagna Lynch. At least then we could have maybe have felt something when it came to the battle time where they're all going to be sacrificed. Well, not sacrificed. This is right. Fuck this film. This film is fucking dumb. Right. When Doctor Strange goes in front of the Illuminati for the first time, he's trying to warn them. He's like, she's soul walking or whatever it's called, and she's coming. And they're just like, Lasagna Lynch is just like, we can deal with the witch, no problem.
It's a witch. Who cares?
I love how you now call her Lasagna Lynch.
Yeah, it's Lasagna Lynch.
Oh, yeah. By the way, she doesn't even she's normal in that universe. She's not even using like hyper powers. Remember, she's like she's dream walking into a Wanda that doesn't even have the Darkhold.
Yes.
And she beats all of them. And they're like, we can handle her easily. They get squashed. What the fuck?
Yeah. So you got this. So the Illuminati come across as this bunch of hubris-ridden wankers. Because they're just, because they're just so arrogant that they'll easily be able to take out Wanda. The only decent one was Chick-4 El-Jafar. He's just such a good actor. He just was like heads above everyone else on the cameo front.
And he got stuck in a little hole.
He got stuck in a hole.
What?
So Drinker, he tries to kill Doctor Strange because he's fucking triggered. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. He just gets triggered. When you see the film, you know what I mean. And then Doctor Strange manages through some bullshittery to put like anti-magic bracelets on him and put him in a little hole, and he can't get out of the hole. So that's it.
Anti-magic.
Fucking anti-magic bracelet.
It's so stupid.
We've run a decloaking scan. This is what it is now. It's just this endless game of rock, paper, scissors. Like, whatever thing you've got, there's a fucking antidote to it to nullify it. Like, this is...
There's an anomaly off the starboard bow. What is it?
Remember when the MCU was like a guy who built a suit of armor to get him out of a really bad situation?
Yeah, it's good.
Or a guy that just got jacked up and got a shield,
So,
yeah. Oh,
remember,
man. I'm simpler times, honestly.
If you remember, everyone, back to Doctor Strange's movie, the Ancient One says, this is the mirror dimension. This is fucking a dimension that allows us to like keep an eye on things, but in a way that doesn't affect anything in the real world. You do not want to be stuck in the mirror dimension without a sling ring, because it's basically just death. And if you remember, Doctor Strange tries to trap Spider-Man in there for a couple of hours so that he can sort out the stuff in No Way Home. If you remember, he tries to trap Thanos in it, but Thanos punches it with the Power Stone, and it smashes. Because I think that's reasonable. Power Stone outclasses Mirror Dimension. That's fine. He traps Wanda in it without a sling ring. So I bet you're thinking, well, isn't that it? Isn't it over? Well, no. She just escapes.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Escapes.
And you might be thinking, well, come on. How does she do it? Well, she puts her hand on a wall, and then she can travel through reflections anywhere in the world.
Suddenly, any reflection of her allows her to travel into a different world.
Like when I was watching the film, I was like, put her in the mirror dimension, you win, Doctor Strange. And he finally does it after a while, and I was like, yeah, you win. And then she's just like, no, reverse Uno card, no. Just like, okay, I guess so then. Fine. That's just how that works.
Yeah, so when your antagonist can do anything with no explanation for it, like, where's your tension? Because whatever you do to her, she can get out of it with her magical bullshit powers.
Yep.
But it's when she doesn't have a magical bullshit powers, and she still beats everyone. When she goes into the body of the other Wanda, she's essentially just using. Because she hasn't got the power of the Darkhold. She's just literally got her Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And it's the Darkhold which has allowed her to wipe out. Oh, I fucking know.
How does this movie progress Phase 4? It just sounds like a big mess.
We've got America Chavez is in the MCU now. That's basically what this movie does. To be fair, Scarlet Witch is quote unquote assumed dead. She drops a temple on herself at the end of the movie, but I doubt she's out. She's going to be back.
Doctor Strange can't defeat her.
Yeah.
Well, Doctor Strange can't beat her. She has to beat herself, so she kills herself.
She pulls a Samson and just
building on herself.
You can't. You would never be allowed to beat her. That's the problem. Like when you've got a male character versus a female one, he'll not be allowed to win. He can't.
But what's even better, Drinker?
Marvel rules.
What's even better though is before she kills herself, Strange can't beat her. So America Chavez, the 15-year-old double mum portal puncher, goes up against Wanda and starts punching up Wanda.
Dude, you know
this rule, by the way, is fucking cast iron. Like in Thor Ragnarok, when Thor's up against Hela, he can't defeat her. He has to get like the demon thing to do it for him. When you had Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they've got to fight like
He literally
Ginger
refused
Jesus.
to do anything.
It's got to be
Yeah.
Sharon fucking Carter who just rocks up out of fucking nowhere and shoots her, because you can't have Falcon do it. No fucking way.
refuse
That's
to
not
fight.
allowed.
Trigger, he was morally against it. Okay, why would he want to stop a terrorist? Oh, sorry, you're not
That's
allowed to
true,
call her
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
She died
No,
for
no,
your
she's a
sins.
freedom fighter. Freedom fighter.
Oh god.
It's
Phase
just
4, everyone.
once you understand the rules, you see how they have to be applied to every piece of screenwriting that gets produced now, and it's really shit for storytelling. You
Do you
can't
know,
have the hero beat the villain anymore.
Do you know this is what I mean about this is some of the worst writing I've seen in the MCU, and that's saying a lot. All those things I've just described so far as like solutions that a writer comes up with when they're high, like they're not even close to solutions actually. When she's gotten past the main defenses, when she's broken through the Mirrorverse, when she's almost unstoppable, you're thinking to yourself, well, Doctor Strange can still portal out. That's because then she has to actually go find him again. So you at least got that. And so he starts up a sling ring, and then it just disappears, and he goes, "Oh no." That's it. That's how you write yourself out of these situations. You just go, the sling ring doesn't work anymore. I don't know. Shut up.
Wow.
She projected a dampening field from the Enterprise D.
Sounds like they're just gonna keep her under rubble, so when the big bad shows up, and they can't defeat him, they'll just go back. They'll just go back and get her.
Okay, how would this have worked? If I mean, it's still probably shit, but it's probably better than that ending. If a fake Vision had told Wanda at the end of WandaVision that he had downloaded his consciousness into White Vision, then at the end of this film, when it's all looking bad, White Vision turns up, and it's just like, Wanda, you can't do this. This is not. And at least he gives her the strength that they can pull the building down on each other and take each other out. But the fact that White Vision wasn't in this film in any capacity makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, feel like
was Paul Bettany just not available or something?
I mean, Sam Raimi hasn't seen WandaVision. He might not even know that that's a thing.
But it doesn't matter, because Sam Raimi would have been told what to do anyway by Kevin Feige.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't know that someone's missing. But you're right; they probably don't even remember White Vision even exists.
I'm sure he's going to get his own Disney Plus show.
Maybe.
White Vision should have had such a major role in this film. I mean, not just a major, but he should have actually had. If this is what they were going to do with Wanda, he should have had a prominent role at least in this film, and got nothing.
Maybe they cut him so that they could have Professor X be in it.
By the way, I love
in his yellow taxi.
You can say at this point, not even Sam Raimi can save Marvel from itself. Like, it's just
true.
Not even his powers can escape the fucking wormhole. Like, it's because
and the Darkhold that was in our universe. Well, there's that didn't even get destroyed by Wong or Doctor Strange. It got destroyed by a black woman who just decided in that moment, or at least showed to the audience, that she quite liked Wong.
Yeah, so that was really strange. I was just like, oh, okay.
Sorry, are we meant to feel something? You've just no setup on anything.
You can't. So yeah, there's this rule, Draco, that if you destroy the Darkhold, it kills you. Like, that's just apparently a rule. Now, the Darkhold is one of the most ancient, amazing, magical books ever. What do you think it requires to destroy it? Drinker, Jay, you guys, what would you speculate would be required to destroy this ancient, powerful dark book?
Something on the level of like a Power Stone or something.
Yeah, easy.
Okay, that's a good idea. Go a little lower tier, just a little bit lower.
I would have gone with like some sort of incantation.
Yeah, that's something that. Yeah, but it's a knife.
It's a knife.
Well, you just stabbed the book.
Yeah.
What?
Stab.
I want someone to intercut that reaction with the actual moment where she stabs the book and kills it.
That's a real film?
You didn't see some kind of parody or something by mistake, did you?
Yeah,
What has happened to these? What happened to these people? I can't. Who's sitting around this round table writing this stuff saying, that's a great idea, Phil? Put that in there.
It's funny, right? When I think of Sam Raimi directing this, I think of like, back in the days of the Spider-Man trilogy that he did and how like relatively simple and innocent it was, and it wasn't tied to like this enormous monstrous like overarching world that they created with all the lore and all the backstory and everything. He just kind of had a bit of creative freedom with it, and just how fun that must have been for him. And then to come in like 20 years later to do this shit, and they're like, well, okay, so there's like a 500-page PowerPoint presentation we need you to read about the history of the MCU and all the shit that you're going to have to deal with in this movie. Read that before you start with this. It just seems like we've progressed to the point where it's so ludicrous and so overblown and so like burdened with all this, 10 years of garbage that's built up now. It's just impossible to craft any kind of original story out of it that's not like fettered down with all this other shit. It seems like there's just too much now to work with.
Well,
I mean,
what's really baffling? Oh, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just gonna say they should have ended after Endgame. I mean, they should have ended after Endgame, waited 5 years, and recast Captain America, Iron Man, Bruce Banner, Thor. Why didn't they do that? These new characters they're bringing in, nobody cares. They don't have the legacy. They just don't. They don't have the gravitas. That actress is fine for a Disney Plus show, America Chavez, but we don't get, and that little flashback origin of her two moms was so lame. And not just that, I laughed out loud when you're like, well, most universes have food that's free.
Free.
Oh, God.
You have to pay for your food.
The guy went, oh, you got to pay for that. So the universe they were in, the food wasn't free.
Right.
Can we just so I just want them to understand this. It's so fucking good, okay? They are in a rush to get to this new universe's Doctor Strange to get help to go and save Kamatage, Wong, and all the people there. They know for a fact that Scarlet Witch is likely torturing and killing them. They got to rush. So they have a walk through the city, talking casually. I was fucking losing my mind at this point in the film. I couldn't believe it. Now, Drinker, you're a writer. You have a problem to solve. Our characters need to express to each other important memories. One, Doctor Strange, that he loves Rachel McAdams, and that there's an unrequited love there, and how he got the watch from her. We need to know that, and we need to know that America Chavez accidentally sent her parents through a fucking portal when she was younger, and that's the first time she had her powers. How, as a writer, do you solve that problem? How do you cause that flashback to happen? Have you got any ideas?
You're gonna have to have dialogue or something that leads into it. Like they exchange a bit of information as they're hurrying to their objective.
I think that's probably the best option to try and make it come up naturally. It might be difficult, but it's a problem to solve. So they had a different idea in this film. They're walking around, and this is different universe, okay? They walk past the memory store, and they accidentally step on a pad that activates memories, and it plays both of those memories.
Are you serious?
The
memory store?
MauLer.
Yeah, you step on a stone, and it shows you a memory.
I sometimes can't even believe myself.
In
like,
your
I'm
head.
describing this, and I'm like, this is a film I watched. This is a story someone told. It's so fucking bad.
It sounds worse than The Rise of Skywalker.
What if your memory was like banging your fucking wife for the first time?
or taking a shit or something, or like having a wank. Or
I'd love that. That'd be fucking amazing.
You're
absolutely tunneling Rachel McAdams.
You've actually hurt my brain. I feel like I've had some kind of hemorrhage with this.
I mean, so many times we
memory
see.
Store? Like, of course, it makes sense. It's the memory store.
Everyone's been to the memory store.
What else do they sell there?
Who hasn't been to the memory store?
And they both, by the way, urgency. They have to save people, and they just sit there watching their memories like, huh, how about that?
Oh, fuck.
It's my two mums. Good for you.
Oh, and he ends up saying, by the way, immediately, because he's a very responsible superhero, very smart man, don't worry, your parents are fine. She's like, no, I'm pretty sure I killed them. He's like, no, they're fine. They're fine.
MauLer, tell everyone what spooks America Chavez enough for her to freak out in terror and create a portal.
Oh, yeah. So on top of what I said, this is the portal that quote unquote killed her parents. They're probably fine. She'll find them in some other movie or whatever. But she sends them through the first portal she makes. Whoever knows where it goes. It gets triggered by high stress situations. All right. A little bee landed on your hand.
I just want to leave.
Keep bringing up stuff. It gets worse and worse.
It doesn't. No. It doesn't sting her. It just lands on her hand.
Did she get like stung to within an inch of her life when she was a child or something? And it's like traumatic flashbacks.
I think that would be much more traumatic than just a bee landing on your finger.
Gentlemen, let's go to the memory store and find out.
just blame the bees now. Bees are bad.
Fuck me. As I said, like at that point, I don't think you've yet hit halfway through the film. I was so done. I couldn't believe what I was fucking seeing. I can't believe this is a script, but it is.
What has happened? Insane. What has happened to Marvel? Why are they doing this to themselves? It's
shut up, memory store.
Memory.
All I'm saying is like, how many times have we seen like directors get, we're gonna have this director for this film for whatever, for a Marvel film, and they go, yeah, I'm excited. I've never seen any Marvel films or read any books, but I'm excited to direct and write the movie. It's just like you just kind of like, thanks.
Who are Chloe Zhao that got brought in? Like, what must she have been exposed to? That must have just been like getting fed into a machine.
I've said this before. If ever I were like hired to, I don't know, just some fucking movie, and it's like this is all based on a series of books, I'd be like, well, I got to read those books then, don't I? Like that just seems like the most obvious obligation.
You would think.
Like, I can, like, they won't read the source. It's like, okay, but now we're at the point where they won't even watch the fucking movie they're making a sequel to. It's like, okay, geez,
let's go past the MacGuffin store.
The MacGuffin.
I mean, it's no different than bringing in a temp to work in your office for like a month or something to fill in for someone who's away. That's the level of commitment that I think you get from these people now. It's like you're just brought in to do like minimum effort shite. It's your name's going to be attached to it basically, and there's going to be a team of people making sure you don't go too far off script or too far off brand, and you'll have second unit directors who are going to do all the action scenes for you. You're just there to add a different name to the list of directors that have worked on Marvel movies essentially, and that's all it becomes.
They are totally using Sam Raimi's name. Like it's totally for a marketing thing as far as I'm concerned. Like they clearly, I don't believe for a second they let him have his own script. Like this doesn't feel like, I don't know if you guys have heard of these things. In his Spider-Man movies, there are character arcs. It's pretty cool.
What are you talking about, MauLer?
It's this archaic
hero's
invention.
journey.
Yeah, there's this weird thing. Nobody does it anymore. In this movie, like we said near the beginning, if you told me like what is Doctor Strange's journey in this, I'd be like,
Fixes his what?
He has no journey. He's along for the ride. He's just along for the ride. I will say this. I do like the maybe 10%, 15% of the movie where Sam Raimi kind of shines through, like the zombie version of Doctor Strange at the end. That was kind of cool. There's some images. They're totally inspired by, Evil Dead and stuff that he's done. And then
a lot of the cinematography, he gets to be Sam Raimi. This is, you can totally, there's loads of shots. I was getting flashbacks to Evil Dead. I was like, this is, and I like that. I like how aware of the absurdity he is with Doctor Strange taking over a fucking corpse. Like that is, there's stuff to like in that, but everything that supports it with writing is just balked. It's all so fucking struggling to, I know, I'll take control of the spirits that are trying to grab me and turn them into wings in order to reach the mountain. I remember being like, because that's near the end of the movie, I was just like, okay, like, whatever. I don't know.
Well, I like the I actually like the way that how Wanda got into camouflage. I thought that was pretty good, with all the sorcerers keeping the shield up and she couldn't penetrate the shield. And so we actually got to see a little bit of old Wanda getting into people's heads.
I don't think I like it because the barrier is supposed to prevent her magic from getting anywhere near them, but yet she can do magic on direct contact with them. So I was just like, oh, okay.
I thought that they had justified that by they were saying like you got to strengthen your magic to this, then you've got to strengthen your magic to that. So I think it allowed for maneuverability, but I like the way she got into somebody's head and then.
Well, that's like the first power we understood she had, and back in Age of Ultron, if you guys remember, back when she had telekinesis and mind control, and that was it. That was the only two things she could do.
She was rescued by Hawkeye, wasn't she?
Yes.
In Age of Ultron?
Yeah.
And he said, I'm a guy with a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
Yeah. How right you were, Hawkeye.
Yes.
Age of Ultron
apply that to every movie from now on.
Age of Ultron used to be the movie we would go to be like, yeah, the MCU is getting bad. But like, look where we are now. Did you like
the way that Doctor Strange shat all over the male Avengers at the beginning as well?
Wait,
when Wanda asks, when he goes to see Wanda, and she's like, "Why come to me? Why not go to the Avengers?" And he's just like, "Yeah, go to the was it the middle-aged man with the mohawk and bow?" It's just like, ooh.
Oh yeah, and then he says like I have to choose between a series of bug-themed superheroes. I'm like,
yeah, or the bugs. Yeah, it's like, whoa, dude.
Like Spider-Man's one of the most powerful ones among you. To be fair, right? He says in comparison to her, and he is right. She is so broken that like Thanos would have no chance. He literally didn't. So, well, he didn't without the gauntlet. But like I don't know. Like yeah, she's. I guess he's right that I've seen people say, by the way, that he knew she was evil in that whole scene, and that's why he said that she didn't do anything wrong in Westview. And I was like, no, he didn't. She gives it away by accident, and then he goes, oh.
She gives it away because she says, I'll help you get America. And then she's like, oh, you never told me your name, did you? And it was
Which,
like,
by the way, I think was a pretty major mistake for her to make when this is all the effort she's putting into a deception. I'm not sure I like that much.
Yeah, but everyone's retarded, so.
Did they at least have a great like post-end credit scene?
I walked out as soon as the credits started.
No.
So,
well, there's the two. I mean, I don't know if you.
I'm not even joking.
There's the mid-credit scene, and then there's the. I don't know. All I can say is I love Bruce Campbell. I've loved him since the first Evil Dead. So there's a Bruce Campbell, at the very end, and I love Bruce Campbell. Those were the minutes of the movie that I was happy.
That's
Bruce Campbell's cameo in the film was funny. I like that.
Yeah. Is that like one of those rare moments where Sam Raimi actually just gets to be himself and have a bit of fun?
You get a Sam Raimi. It's practically it knows it's Evil Dead. Like it's I almost don't want to spoil it for you because that's like the one thing in the movie you'll like. So I'll leave that alone. But he's the second after credit scene as well. But the first after credit scene is Doctor Strange just walking down the street and Charlize Theron turns up. I don't even know what character she's supposed to be playing. She's in purple. She's got like the ability to slice the world open and open up another dimension. And she says,
sorry.
She says, you created a divergence. We've got to go and fucking solve a problem. And the Doctor Strange is like, let's do it. And it's like, what?
How's he just walking down the street when it ends with him getting a third eye?
Because I don't know the people who made the after credit scene even know what happened in this movie.
There's two things. One, I believe I've been told that her character is Clea from the comics, and that's Doctor Strange's girlfriend. And then, secondly, Sam Raimi was quoted as saying that the movie was actually 35 minutes longer. So this is 2 hours and 6 minutes.
I could definitely see how the movie was supposed to be longer. These scenes are shunted together really fast.
Yeah. It's the divergent tone that really is, I think, disconcerting. It's sort of like, oh, this is cool. It's a Sam Raimi movie for 5 minutes, and then it becomes a Disney Plus show. So the tone is kind of it's disconcerting and it just feels like a mess because it doesn't match. It's like 2 or 3 different people were making this movie, and clearly Kevin Feige had his hands in it, and it didn't help. That's my conclusion.
It's bad.
Yeah, because sorry, I'm just really confused by the end credit scene. Because it literally ends with him screaming in the middle of the fucking street with a third eye appearing in his head.
And then it literally cuts back to him just chilling. He's just walking down the street. I don't know.
That's it.
It's a butchered movie. Like, it's clearly cobbled together. There's no other way to conclude when you see all this shit.
That'll be the 6 weeks of reshoots then.
Presumably.
I would love to know what they did to it. Like, what was it like originally?
Oh.
Apparently 80% of the movie was reshot. 80%.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
a lot.
God.
And most of the movie looks like it was shot on a green screen. Most of the film.
That's every Marvel movie now.
Right.
Yeah,
The scene where they're all on Titan, the Illuminati, they really look like Titan looks like it's just an image in the background, and they're all just standing on a green screen.
It looks like a Star Trek set from the original series.
Does Thanos make an appearance?
Yes.
Yes, you can see his body.
Oh,
His dead body is there.
oh,
Yeah, I don't know, just in case anyone's like confused when we reference the Illuminati is something that Doctor Strange created in the alternate universe that's essentially like a more official Avengers, it seems. And it's got members like Reed Richards, a guy who's very popular, who everyone would happily see, being played by John Krasinski, which is actually a fan favorite casting. And he pops in to say about 3 lines. And then, when he's faced with one of the most powerful creatures on the planet that blows up his friend's head by sealing off his mouth with magic, he goes to grab her with his hand, and then he gets turned into spaghetti and his head explodes.
And also, when he's introduced,
can't believe this is real.
When he gets introduced, he's introduced as the greatest genius on the planet, Reed Richards.
Yep.
And then he just talks just like he's having a conversation with Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
mate.
And then when the alarms go off because Wanda's tripped the Illuminati building, he says, we have an intruder, and Doctor Strange goes, no shit, genius. And it's just like, fucking hell.
Wow.
It's like, you are shitting all over this guy.
Well, yeah, and they can't introduce him as the smartest man on Earth, or whatever the fuck they said, and then have him go, I'll defeat this witch by putting my hand on her. What the fuck? And then, oh my god, did you see, they just watch him screaming as he's turned into spaghetti? They're just, like, looking at it happen like, huh.
Nobody's doing anything to prevent it, stop it.
You just have John Krasinski going like, as his legs and arms are turned into, like, why am I watching? Why did you think this was something I wanted to see? What, like, oh man, Mr. Fantastic! I haven't seen you since the fucking 2000s movies. Now I guess.
And he's trying to reason. He's trying to reason with Wanda, and he's just like, "I got children too," and she's like, "Is their mother still alive?" And he's like, "Yes," and she's like, "Good, somebody can look after them then."
Yeah.
So can you pull it back a little bit? Wanda, the whole thing is he's chasing Wanda through the multiverse. Like that's
Wanda's chasing them through the Wonderverse.
Oh, Wanda's chasing them. For what reason?
Because she wants to absorb America Chavez's powers so that she can then travel to the universe that her kids are in, and then she can kill herself in that universe and just be their mom. That's her whole motivation.
What is America Chavez's power? That she can skip from different
open portals to different universes, but she can only do it when she's under great stress. She cannot control it until the end of the film where Doctor Strange says, no, you can definitely control it, and she goes, oh, okay.
Bee?
Oh, you have to throw bees at her whenever you need her to do it. Like, just have some fucking bees.
Yeah.
Dude, have a hornet's nest and chuck it out.
I feel like Nick Cage in The Wicker Man, like, not the bee, the bees.
There's this the big payoff in the movie is they finally temporarily trap Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange has the opportunity to kill America Chavez to prevent the end of the multiverse. And he has this thought, and he's like, what if I tell America Chavez instead to simply fight? I'll tell her to fight. We have no reason to think that would work. And he takes his time to say, yeah, you should fight. And then he gets attacked and stopped, and then she actually fights and manages to win.
Well,
what kind of kindergartner bullshit is this?
Wait, but she develops a new power out of nowhere.
That's true.
Because her power's meant to be that she when under stress or under anxiety or whatever, she can punch a portal. But then suddenly when Doctor Strange says, hey, you can actually fight Wanda, she punches a portal, and then suddenly her fists start glowing blue, and she's just punching Wanda with these fucking blue glowing fists. Like, what's that?
Another
Where did
power
that
she
come
gets is that every portal up till this point sucks you in. At that point in the finale, they don't suck you in because that would fuck up the point they're trying to make with the.
Yeah.
So never mind.
Oh,
It's almost like they sat down with a bunch of people and everybody wrote a paragraph and they just said, all right, you're next. You write what you want. You write what you want. Oh, man, that's terrible.
You get to watch Captain Marvel die.
Well, I mean, it's not Brie Larson Marvel, though, is it?
It isn't, but she is just as smug. This is actually something that really pissed me off, right? So when you watch Black Bolt's head explode and then Mr. Fantastic just shredded, you'd think, like, what would your reaction be considering these are some of your best friends of all time, greatest heroes on Earth, and people you've worked with for theoretically years and years? I think
I want the.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like I want the person who did this to suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be furious and probably it's just complete tragedy that you just watched them die. So Captain Carter does like a shock face of like, ooh, and then which was kind of not perfect but fine. Fucking Lasagna's Captain Marvel just does a like, oh hell nah. Like she doesn't say that. She does the face of like, oh, you didn't just do that. And it's just like, bro. Like those two are some of the greatest people you've ever met in terms of power and intelligence and heroism, and you're just like, oh, you didn't just kill them, did you?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, it's like their deaths have made me mad, and that's what's important.
Oh yeah, by the way, you've seen Captain Marvel, unfortunately, a lot of you have, or
No.
coverage of it. She's pretty powerful, right? You'd say that. She's pretty powerful.
Just ask Thanos.
If you could think of ways to kill her, would it involve dropping a statue on her?
No.
Oh, well, that's how she dies.
Oh, this movie.
She took on Thanos, you know, she took a headbutt, like, and they drop a statue on her.
I thought, like, how is Wanda going to kill Captain Marvel? Because, like, Captain Marvel is, like, I'm sorry, she's the actual one. Remember, she can travel at the speed of light. She can't, like, be breached at all. Or she doesn't. I don't even know. How do you beat her? It's like, well, if I drop a statue on her, that'll get her.
She flies through shit.
Oh, sorry. She fell onto the ground, and so she dropped a statue on her when she's on the ground. So that's perfectly fine.
And this isn't like a less powerful version of Captain Marvel or anything. Like she's got the same.
No reason to think so. She has all the same powers.
Wow.
That's what Thanos was missing. You see, if he just thrown a statue at her, he would have killed the shit out of her.
Well, it's funny you say that, Drinker. Like 5 fucking seconds earlier, she had a statue thrown at her, and she was fine. It hits her and slams her into a fucking wall. It's a harder hit than the next statue, but that one didn't get her. It's the second one that gets you.
Oh man!
If you're first, you don't succeed.
She didn't die.
Just try one more time.
She died. If she didn't die, then why the fuck didn't she get back up? Was she knocked out by the statue?
Maybe that first statue really fucked her up, and she was just like barely hanging in there. And then the
they
second
do the
one
thing. They show you her arm in the rubble, and it's just not moving. So,
wow.
So to kill powerful Marvel people, you drop buildings and statues on them.
Not building, just a statue.
No, just a statue.
Well, I mean, Wanda died from a building, right? Like that's.
We don't know. To be fair,
oh,
no one's ever really gone.
Temple down on her head. A mountain, basically a mountain on her head.
No one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really.
Yeah.
Well,
with Multiverse, they're not. Like they can always be brought back now.
Yeah.
Well, when she pulls the mountain down on her, the temple, which is essentially like carved into a mountain. So when she pulls it down on top of her, you start seeing it all come down and boom, and everything's. But then you see this boosh, like red flash of light, and I'm just like,
Like
was that her? Was that her kind of teleporting away or escaping, or?
Yeah.
Was that her way of saying she exploded?
There's no fucking way she's dead. Like she's going to be around for multiple movies yet, and then she'll turn good again, and everyone will realize that she was awesome the whole time.
She just wanted to be with her children. Have some respect.
It's
her imaginary magic bullshit children.
Yeah, her magic children. She just wanted to raise her magic children. Damn it!
That she just made up about a year ago.
By the way, she insta-kills Black Bolt, insta-kills Mr. Fantastic, and has like the longest fight with Captain Carter.
Yeah.
It's like, how? Like, how does it...
I just, no. I don't want to see it now.
She
I
gets
just think
Black
it's going to be
Bolt-
painful.
Well, she gets Black Bolt to kill himself
Yes.
because John Krasinski says Black Bolt can kill you with a whisper.
Yeah, that was really
And Black
smart, by the
Bolt's
way.
like, and then he's just like, Black
Yeah,
Bolt's
he's
like smug as fuck. And then she says, "How can he when he's got no mouth?" And then it goes back to him, and he's got no mouth, and he's like, and then when he goes like, it like blows up his brain. So he goes, so he blows his brain out, his own brain.
This is a guy, from what I've gathered, because I didn't watch Inhumans, he's a guy who, from a super young age, had to learn to basically never speak or even whisper because his power is that great. And yet, as an adult, so this is like the most advanced and focused he's ever been. His mouth is sealed, and he goes, and that kills him. It's like, oh, that's really satisfying. Thankfully, I'm not a big fan of him, so that wasn't as painful. But I can't imagine anybody fucking enjoyed that shit if they were a fan of him. By the way, just Mr. Fantastic, the smartest man in the world, says, "Excuse me, this person right here is the only one that can kill you, and they can kill you by doing it this way. Just letting you know."
Yeah.
Why?
Not into his tactical thinking, eh?
Not really, no.
Maybe it's like a reverse universe. So when he says this is the world's greatest genius, it actually means retard.
Yeah.
It's just as well you didn't bring any kryptonite to kill Superman. Oh,
speaking of which, like, is that who these movies are written for now? You know, people who are mentally challenged and who just aren't going to think about it in the slightest. Because it kind of feels like the average IQ of who these movies are aimed at has just been declining pretty steadily over the past like 5 years or so. And man, we've just hit rock bottom now. Like, now it's just like you're just meant to look at the pretty colors on screen, I think, and not really consider what's making them happen.
Well, had you, when Wanda was introduced, told me that, you know, in a future film, MauLer, she is going to battle Professor X, I'd be like, whoa. But I see it in this film, and I'm just like, fucking whatever.
Yeah, imagine if they had some epic struggle, you know, like their minds locked in some great battle, and like he's got, you know, all this power that he's able to unleash against her, and it really tests her to her absolute limits. You know, that could be good.
Because when he attacks her with his mind, it's literally just like a white room, like a white. All you see is just white with this little pile of rubble with the other Wanda stuck in it. And then he's like, if I pull you out this rubble, maybe that will break the link between you and Wanda. Then you see this big red smoke cloud come towards it, which is Wanda. He doesn't even turn, even though he clearly senses it, because he like stands up and he clearly senses this huge red smoke cloud in the white, just the white. He doesn't even turn around and go like, and like, you know, disperse the cloud to show where she actually is. And then they get in some sort of like mental battle. No, he just stands there with his back to the cloud, and then Wanda just comes out of it, goes, and breaks his neck.
Yeah, that's how he dies, by the way. She breaks his neck in the Mindverse, and it just breaks his neck in real life. And then that's it.
I don't think there's been a single thing that you've told me about this film where I thought, oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
Rachel McAdams is fit as fuck.
Well, that'll do.
Also,
like
Elizabeth Olsen, man.
Movie.
Like, I think Elizabeth Olsen is riding on the fact that if face has symmetricality, like she's a good actress. What I mean is, like, people who defend Wanda, half of it at least is to do with the fact that they think she's really hot. That's got to be it, because I don't know what the hell they're defending at this point.
I mean, back in the sort of Age of Ultron days, she had like you know, a nice revealing outfit. There was a bit of cleavage going on there, but I don't know if they've gotten rid of that now because it's too exploitative.
Of course.
Oh yeah, it's all covered up. Everything's covered up, dude.
Of course.
Although Rachel McAdams, was anyone else distracted by her moles or was it just me?
What?
Her
Oh.
mole.
There is a very prominent one.
There's a couple prominent moles on her face, and after a while, because I was so distracted with the movie, my mind went other places, and yeah, she has like just distracting moles. You think you could have fixed that? I mean,
You
they
could have
can
gotten them
deep fake
removed.
younger-
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. Hey guys, unfortunately, I got a bolt, but I just want to say thanks for including me, Drinker, and good to chat with you all. I can't wait for FNT to see what everybody else thinks. But yeah, Disney Plus is now the movies, I guess. So there you go.
Yeah. No, thanks for coming in, man. It's it's great to have you on as always.
All right, take care, everybody. Later.
Take care, dude.
Thanks, Ben. The link to Chris's channel is in the description. It's Film Threat that he makes, and yeah, he produces some great stuff. So give him a subscribe if you don't follow him already. But yeah, I'm going to be going to see it on Sunday, so I guess my review will be out early next week. Yeah, you're not really filling me with joy about this movie. Not gonna lie.
Hey, you could come out and go, guys, I don't know what on earth you think you saw, because I loved it.
Yeah.
like,
Maybe
you might
I'll
just love
love it.
it.
Maybe I'll absolutely love it.
And
I mean,
won't
it's-
say like drink. That's ridiculous. I'll just be like, how did you make sense of it? Give me this power.
Get rid of
I was
power.
so drunk I couldn't even see the screen. But this is I went and saw The Northman, really liked that, and so maybe it's like the cosmic balancing of the scales. I've then got to see something really shit to bring it back. Who knows? But hey, on the plus side, we finished Moon Knight because that just came out, and that was a TV show that existed. Like, MauLer, you've seen it. I don't know, Jay, have you seen Moon Knight?
No, I'm just here to listen.
Just vibing.
Just there to look pretty.
Yeah, I literally canceled my Disney Plus after like 3 episodes of Loki, and then I haven't looked back. I just enjoy listening to you guys.
What you're
Pain.
saying
Well-
is they owe you money. They still owe you money for that. Then.
Yeah, pain and suffering through all these shows.
Nobody should
Yeah.
have to watch Loki.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
I had the
it
free
is-
subscription with Verizon, and then it was like once it lapped off, I was like, yeah, just watch y'all's pain and suffering. That's a lot of entertainment for me. So
I mean, Moon Knight was a weird one because the first episode or two, I was kind of intrigued, and I liked the premise. The split personalities, not quite sure what happens. Like the main character, like when he's put in mortal danger, he kind of blacks out, and then when he wakes up, like you'll just be surrounded by dead people. And you realize that he's been possessed by something else. But then the show doesn't really keep that up for very long, and then you find out what Moon Knight actually is, and yeah, it just goes. It kind of just devolves into absolute insanity, and I don't know about you, but by the end of it, I felt like I still didn't even fucking really understand what was going on. It's so bad at explaining things.
Well, the last episode rewrote a whole bunch of rules just on the fly. Khonshu and all the other gods can interact with the real world if they want to, so they just haven't this whole time.
Yeah. Just for context, Jay, this is a world now, and this is in the MCU world as well, where like ancient Egyptian gods just exist. Like, and
Yep.
it's fine. Like, it's not really a big deal
Casual.
or anything.
And
They exist. Yeah.
they all
It's just
talk as
casual.
though they're from the 21st century. It's really fucking lame. They're like,
Yeah.
the Red Letter Media highlighted this when they were watching Picard. They said like it was fucking weird that Picard said, "Hey guys, I think I'm made," or something like that. And it's like that just doesn't sound right. And there's this thing with dialogue, it can get complicated. But when you have an ancient Egyptian god and they're like, "Hey, it's like,
we're chilling
no.
over here.
But I mean,
in
it's
Egypt.
how can I describe it, right? Because most of the time, the Egyptian gods, they have human avatars, so they basically possess a human body. So they just look like regular people and stuff.
So they take over their slang as well.
I don't know, but then there's a bit where the main character dies. He's literally in the afterlife, and he's been ferried across like a sea of sand by like this ancient Egyptian goddess who's a hippo. I don't know how else to describe it. She's a fucking hippo in armor. And she talks like a civil servant in the UK
Yeah.
from the current year. Like, she's got cue cards to read from, and she's like, "Oh, excuse me for a second. I'm not sure which card I'm supposed to be reading from. Yes, here it is." And then she'll go into her little spiel about welcome to the afterlife, and I'm here to ferry you to paradise or whatever. It's just the most bizarre thing.
I
And
still can't believe Osiris in this fucking season. He's like this balding middle-aged man who doesn't believe anything that's happening, and then when it's all brought on his head, he just gets killed. I was like, okay. And then the god vision doesn't show up. All the avatars die, and none of their gods show up. Okay.
There's literally a bit, right, again for context, like they pulled the bad guy in to stand trial before all the other Egyptian gods, and it's like, are you trying to resurrect the really bad god that we imprisoned who could destroy the world? And he just goes, nah. And they're like, well, I'm convinced.
Yeah,
Off you
yeah.
go
I mean,
then.
he said no. So, what evidence is there, dude? One of the funniest things I think I've ever seen in anything
You're
ever.
gods! How can you not know this stuff? Sorry.
No, you're right. But so one of the funniest things I've ever fucking seen is when the girl Layla, it's funny that I've nearly forgotten her name. She's in like fucking every episode. She's planning on trying to assassinate Ethan Hawke, and she's getting toward him, and then this fucking dead body next to her goes, "I'm a god, a towerette. You have to stop what you're doing." Ugh. And then they just go unconscious. I was like, "What the fuck? Like, why would what?" She doesn't even know the gods are like that's even a thing. Why would you ever even try that? Like, I am a god, trust me. Then they just die again. I was laughing my fucking ass off. I couldn't believe what I just seen. Like, in terms of that's your strategy, I will try and get you to work with me by just possessing random corpses for temporary seconds and shouting out, "I'm a god!" Like, you have to listen to me.
It is baffling. I honestly think a lot of the draw was just watching Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac, like two really good actors. Like, yep, they're working with absolute garbage, but they've at least got some kind of screen presence.
Yeah.
I think that was literally all that they had with this one. But it's
I
a
really
shame,
enjoyed the first episode as well.
Yeah.
the Moon Knight itself is cool as fuck. It's just a shame they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
I think Gary totted up a Moon Knight screen time in the 6 episodes, and it was 17 minutes.
I'm
I think
surprised
that's being
that
generous.
much. I was gonna say, damn.
Wow.
I think
And
it's less than 17.
I think that includes the Gentleman Knight as well.
Oh,
Right, okay.
Mr. Knight.
Mr.
Well,
Knight, yeah.
Yeah, and can we just, I guess, talk quickly about this? It fits right into the formula. Unfortunately, we got. I know this isn't what it's called in the comics, but it just felt like, so now we've got female Moon Knight before we've even got Moon Knight finishing his like intro, and she saves him like twice before he like it just why is it that when he's given his powers, right, and is first being used, it's a bit awkward, but he's also a trained mercenary, and then Steven is like really bad and he has to like come into his own. She gets her power and she's like a pro immediately. I was like, oh, okay.
She also immediately knows exactly how to do like the binding spell to suck the god into like Ethan Hawke's body and trap it there. It's like, because of course she knows exactly how to do it, and she has to order the main character around and like tell him how to do it. It's just so like you can't ever have a character like him. You can't ever have a male lead that just gets to do things by himself. He always has to have like a female sidekick who's actually better than him and who gets at least equal screen time and who kind of knows more than him. But that formula never gets reciprocated the other way. If it was a female lead, whatever men were around her would be useless, incompetent arseholes that don't do anything productive. It always has to swing one way, and it's just a textbook example.
Got a question.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoyed the first episode, and then I was out after episode 3. It got that bad for me. It's just garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Was it ever explained why Ethan Hunt put glass in his shoes?
No.
That was just a cool little visual for the intro, and then that's it. That's never mentioned again, really.
I'm not sure if we're supposed to gather it ourselves, maybe. Like, he doesn't want to... I mean, you know the theory if he doesn't want to go to sleep, it's like that's all well and good, but you'll die eventually if
You'll
you don't go to
die
sleep. So,
within a few days.
yeah.
Well, yeah, eventually you will have to. It's like it's not a matter of choice. Your body will just shut down.
But he's putting glass into his shoes at the beginning, which means
Yeah.
at night he takes his shoes off and goes to
Presumably.
sleep, and then wakes up and then puts the glass in his shoes.
It's just, yeah.
Why? Why?
ju-
Whatever. Fuck it.
I just like the Marvel's standard writing outline is basically hero tries to find himself or figure himself out, goes into final battle, gets ready to lose, and is rescued by a grand entrance of a woman. Was that Moon Knight?
That
That
was
was in Moon Knight.
exactly it. Yeah, like MauLer described, like
Didn't even see it.
she gets these powers given to her. Not quite Moon Knight, but it's something similar. It's like, you know, that stupid like winged suit that Diana wears in Wonder Woman 2 at the
Yeah, it's
end,
kind of like
and
that.
it gets knocked off in like 2 minutes. Well, it's that basically. She's got wings, and she can do all kinds of crazy kung fu moves because, yeah, of course. And
Well, apparently
yeah,
the character she's
there's
based on is a guy in the comics, right? Something
I
Beetle,
think
Bronze
so,
Beetle,
yeah.
I think, something like that.
there's even a bit where she saves a bus full of kids, and
Yeah.
like one of them looks at her and she's like, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?" And she just looks at her, and honestly, she has the big hero pose where she stood like that, and she goes, "I am."
Oh,
You know,
it's so
and
fucking lame.
it's just cringe. It's like that scene from Endgame where all the girls are standing together, like at that level.
I mean,
Did
we're
you
gonna
at least-
see that. Go ahead, MauLer. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, did you at least enjoy the kaiju fight?
Oh fuck!
It was so stupid.
So
They-
imagine a giant crocodile fighting a giant fucking
Skeleton.
bird skeleton
Yeah.
around the ancient Egyptian pyramids, but they're both like the size of skyscrapers, and then
And-
like they just vanish and nobody seems to care at the end
Yeah,
of it.
nobody in Doctor Strange. Hello? No? Okay. No problem.
It's like, wouldn't the Egyptian military get scrambled or something? Like there's giant fucking Godzilla monsters fighting.
You'd think
like-
something would happen. I
Do you think the
liked-
Avengers would have turned?
No. This is not an Avengers level threat. It's only the end of the universe or whatever. It's
Okay.
fine. She's gonna kill him.
Two
I thought it
Egyptian
was-
gods are fighting in Egypt.
Oh,
It was
Okay.
funny as fuck that Khonshu is like of a particular size. When she spawns Amit, she's of a particular size too. They're kind of similar, and you're like, oh, okay. Then Amit starts swallowing loads of souls of people who are getting damned,
Yeah.
and she grows and grows and grows. And I was like, oh god, how are they gonna beat her now? And then Khonshu just shows up and he's huge. I was like, wait,
Yeah, how did you get big?
did you eat a bunch of souls? Like, why are you huge?
So yeah, for you guys, like Amet is like an ancient Egyptian god, and Khonshu is like, they're both gods that judge people and then punish them. So like if you're a sinner in life, then Khonshu would punish you for it. But the idea with Amet is that she can see what you're going to do in the future, and she'll punish you preemptively for it. So I don't know. So you're going to murder someone 20 years from now. She'll be like, "No, you're guilty already," and so she'll just suck your soul out, and then you're dead. That's her objective, is to just like immediately kill every person on the planet that's ever destined to do anything bad in their future.
Except she doesn't really commit to that, does she? Because when Ethan Hawke says, "Oh yeah, I got a bad scale. I guess I should die," and then she goes, "No, you're of use to me still."
Yes,
It's
I
like,
it.
wait, so people who are of use
you're of
Shouldn't-
use.
die yet? I guess. Oh, that's kind. She just killed the old lady in the first episode. Who just gets wiped out. It's like,
Yeah.
what was she gonna do? Like, what was she gonna? It's
Just yeah, and man, I don't know if you found this as well, but like I felt like with, say, is it Layla? Is that the
yeah.
the wife's name? I had no fucking idea who she was or what her personality was or what her stake in this was or anything. It's
Her
so
dad
badly explained. Like I vaguely know that her dad got killed because he was like an archaeologist or something, and Mark was
Mhm.
responsible. And that's kind of all she has as a character. There's nothing to her.
Well, she's hideous because, like in episode 2, where in episode 1 where Mark finds the phone and he calls the phone, and he's like, "Hello," and Layla's just like, Sorry, Stephen got the phone. And she's just like, Mark? And he's just like, who? And she's like, why are you putting on this silly voice, Mark? And he's like, who's Mark? I'm Stephen. So from when we see her then in episode 2, she says, oh, I haven't heard from you for months. Suddenly I get this call from you and you're pretending to be somebody else. So you're in trouble. So you left your phone on for me to track to come help you. So I've come down to help you. By the way, here's my divorce papers. Sign them.
Yeah.
What?
And none of it makes any sense.
Her role in this story has been so disjointed to the point where it's like, what was the reason for all this? Like, to make a female Moon Knight, and then she's going to save the day. It's just as much her show as it is his.
We called it. That's one of the reasons I dropped it. It's just it was so fucking obvious. That's what they were doing.
You on a really well-known, fucking great actor, a character-driven season, and a power set that's very unique, as well as a mental sort of situation that is so unusual. It's like, yeah, come in for that. Then what do you get? You're like, this lady who has been annoying from the get-go, completely like awkwardly shoved into the story, and then she gets like the hero payoff. Like, you're a hero? Yes.
Yeah.
What about the Moon Knight guy? Oh, fuck him.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's not too great. By the way, the morally grandstanding about whether or not you should kill Amit when she's trying to like wipe out half of the universe. Well, I say half, just an average of good to evil. She wants to wipe out all the evil people, quote unquote, before they do evil things. So
that's got to be like a good 50% of the world's population. Like that, you probably would do something bad in your life
when
at
you
some
have
point.
Daredevil season 2,
just filling out, by the way.
Daredevil season 2, where Daredevil and Punisher talk all of this out, and it's like a fantastic scene where they go over the different positions on whether or not you should execute somebody and what it means in terms of like what they can do. In this show, they're like, we gotta kill Amit, and then like, no, that would be bad, and it's like, okay. All right then.
The finale as well, like they have defeated him, and so this Egyptian god is now, or sorry, her. She's imprisoned in Ethan Hawke's body. So if they kill his body, that's it. She's gone.
Yep.
And Oscar Isaac is standing there. He's ready to kill him, and Khonshu, who's like the god that wants her dead, is like, okay, do it. And he's like, nah, you do it. And then like Khonshu just goes, as you wish, and then just vanishes. Like, why didn't you just kill her then if you really wanted to?
Because he did it later, Drinker. Didn't you watch the after credits?
I know, but then like, why not just do it there and then? What have you got to lose? Like, what's the point in waiting?
That's a weird one for me. I saw people saying it, like, if you didn't stay for the after credits in this show, then you legit didn't even fucking see the end of the story. Like, that's a weird one. They don't typically do that. It's usually like, call it DLC for shows and movies, what they usually show at the after credits. But this show, it was like, you know, the end of the story. What happened to Amit? What happened to Ethan Hawke? Like, if you didn't watch the after the credits scene, you'd be like, yeah, they were imprisoned, presumably. It's like, no, they died. It's a bit of a different ending.
Yeah, do you think that was just a case of we can't think of a cool little fun after credit scene, so we'll just actually take a chunk of the actual story and just plop it in there, or we can't think of how to transition to it?
Definitely feels that way. I'm curious, by the way, how long has it been that Kevin Feige has at the end of these credits put a Kevin Feige production? Because I noticed it big time with Doctor Strange. It like slammed into the screen in the first set of credits, and I was just like, yeah, okay, good for you, bud.
Is this something you want to put your name to?
I'm sure
I never noticed.
I think he probably loves being like, I am the guy who is spearheading and shepherding the greatest cinematic franchise in history.
I mean, 10 years ago, I would have believed him, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys just haters.
Yeah.
What are the odds? The two newest Marvel-y things, and they're bad. Oh, okay. All right.
This is the problem I have. It's like I get so fucking tired of being like, oh, another Marvel TV show that's shit. Like, what can I even add to it at this point? But that's where we're at. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know why I fucking watched this show. Like, maybe that first episode kind of suckered me in and made me think it would be something kind of interesting. And then, I should have known. I should have fucking known. I feel like a battered wife that just keeps going back to her husband's. It's like, oh, he's changed this time. He's learned his lesson. You know, and it's the same shit every time. It's like, yep, same generic like CGI heavy finale, same fucking strong female character that the show is all about like actually launching, and everything else is just a springboard for that. Same crappy humor that they put into everything now that robs every scene of gravitas. Like it's just the same fucking formula again and again. It's driving me insane, man.
How was the acting? Was Oscar Isaac decent?
I mean,
you had a lot of moments, but I don't know if episode 5 particularly. I actually liked pieces of episode 5. It's where they delve into his history. Then there's only one fight scene because it's actually like a character thing again for a moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a tortured soul that like he's developed multiple personalities to help him cope with like childhood trauma. Basically, like Mark is the real him, but then he developed Steven as like a coping mechanism because you know he had like a tragedy as a child, like his brother died and his mum blamed him, and then she started abusing him and stuff. So like Steven was his way of like escaping from it.
That was the most shocking part to me, that they had an abusive, horrible mum.
I know. Like, I couldn't believe they would do something like that. It's like, oh man, you're showing a woman in a negative light, but then they're careful to cut away from it and not actually show anything.
I mean,
it's like, oh, you can't see it.
Implied, right? I was even confused mechanically by it. He's like, I invented Steven because I couldn't handle the trauma, but then I protected Steven from knowing the mum was abusive. I was like, wait. What?
Yeah, I thought Steven, like, because Steven seems to be the guy who takes over when it's beating time.
Yeah.
But so okay, I thought he would be the emotional punching bag, and he'd be the one that's all fucked up, and Mark would be really happy. But it's like somehow the opposite.
Mark is aware of the abusive mum, and Steven thinks the mum was wonderful, and it's like, so he created Steven, but didn't use Steven to defend. I don't know. I still don't even quite get it.
I don't think the writers even fucking know. I honestly don't.
Well, hold on. This doesn't make any sense, because that would mean that when Steven is phoning his mum in the first a couple of episodes, he's referring to himself as Steven. Hi, mum. You know, hi, mum. It's Steve.
But then his mum's not there. Yeah, but his mum doesn't exist.
That was all in his head when he was ringing her.
But wouldn't he be aware that he's not getting any responses to his messages then, or?
No, because it's all some weird like coping mechanism, and so like I guess the Steven persona constructs a response for it. Like again, it doesn't make any sense logically, and it just feels like the writers didn't really understand how it was meant to work either.
That's just what I hear is rushed. Like everything just seemed like rushed. Like let's hurry up. You wonder if that's like going to be like how it is, because they got to keep new shows coming out on Disney Plus to keep subscribers. Because right now the Disney stock is tanking so bad that there's rumors of it. Like if it gets to under 100, there's going to be a total clean slate over there. That's what's going on here in Florida. It's like Disney versus Florida, Disney versus this, Disney. It's crazy times. Like
DeSantis has fucking declared war on Disney, apparently, like taking away all their special rights and all that.
There's people protesting the theme parks here in Florida.
Just imagine if you could hire a director that would actually bring their take on something. Then we could get some very nice different tones and different themes in our various Marvel shows. But like you said, Drinker, everything is just so fucking homogenized. Oh no, poor Disney.
Like, oh no, that sucks.
Oh, no.
That Jeremy Clarkson clip where he's just like, oh no. Anyway.
But everything is so homogenized. Nothing feels different. Nothing. Everything is tonally the same, verbally the same, directorially the same, cinematography the same. Even this Doctor Strange just felt like a longer Disney
like a
Plus
cookie cutter type thing. Like
just fits in there, just slots right into the fucking line, you know.
I've always, described it as it's just an assembly line. It's like McDonald's. Everything's just built to the same fucking template, and it's pretty much the same every time. That's what you're getting now with these movies and these TV shows. Tonally the same generic humor that's put into it, although it's getting markedly less funny and
It's not
intelligent
funny
as
at all.
time goes on. Same sort of color palette. Even it's all just the action scenes are shot in the same style. There's not a hint of originality or uniqueness to any of it. It's just the same stuff. It might as well have been directed by the same people every single time.
Well,
'Cause it
that's the
probably
thing.
was.
It feels like it is, though. That's just
Yeah.
Written and directed by the same NPC.
Same, because it's the same. Probably CGI people. The CGI always feels the same. The fights always feel the same. Nothing feels different. The only thing, no, I can't, we finished the Doctor Strange, but there's one thing that I did like in Doctor Strange, which I haven't said, but which does involve a fight scene. But other than that, it's just so same old, and I just can't be fucked anymore.
But well, speaking of same old, we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi and his show on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's coming.
Is it going to be on is it going to be on Tatooine with lots of sand by any chance? Just like Boba Fett.
I actually changed that rear projector screen. Then that's fine.
Yeah.
I actually watched Moon Knight's finale, and then I knew that 4 hours later was the showing for Doctor Strange. And then, like, when I was thinking about that, I was like, oh yeah, I only just recently finished watching the new trailer for Kenobi. And then Fringy was like, by the way, we've got 4 episodes of the Halo show to watch. And I was like, fucking hell, this is ridiculous.
Wow. Can I just for context, like
you guys are going to need therapists? Sorry.
Well, I just wanted to contrast this, right, a little bit, because I just reviewed 12 Angry Men, a movie which was made in the 1950s, and it's literally just 12 actors in a fucking room. That's all it is. There's no crazy action scenes, no green screen, no CGI explosions or anything like that. And it was one of the most compelling films I've seen in the past couple of years. Like, just gripped all the way through from start to finish. Really satisfying. Brilliant characterization, brilliant writing, great dialogue, great performances. And then I contrast that with this generic, boring, unimaginative, cookie cutter shite that we're getting fed. And I just think, what are we doing to ourselves? Why are we watching this? Why is this stuff on? Who chooses to watch this, and what do they get from it? It's just so depressing to see that this is what entertainment is now. And I know there's always been mass market TV shows and movies, and not everything is like Oscar worthy, but fucking hell, man, there's got to be more in life than this. It's just shite.
I said during before we started the stream, I think it might be penance of some kind. Whenever we get anything that's good, and I mean anything, it's like now you're in for like 10 bad things in a row. It's like, oh, okay. Sorry.
What was the good thing that we got this time?
We got Arcane. That was good. We got,
Reach was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to review that tomorrow actually. But we got No Way Home, which was pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty satisfying, I suppose.
You know what? We were overdue for an avalanche of bad, actually. The fact that they would give us 3 things that we could possibly maybe consider good to great. We've been punted. That's too much. We've been.
I would give Midnight Mass a pretty good thumbs up as well.
Yeah, I think I would.
I know you've got your issues with it, MauLer, but
the finale,
I quite liked it.
The show itself is fucking quality. But yeah, so yeah, we've determined everybody that we deserve this for enjoying it.
we brought this on ourselves by enjoying stuff.
Well, the good news is tonight we have Strange New Worlds starting.
Fuck that.
And at the end of the month, we have Ms. Marvel and Kenobi. So there's going to be 3 dog shit shows on at the same time.
What are you
going to be watching them?
It's going to be great, man. Kenobi's going to be so good.
I was struck by something interesting in the trailer, right? The Inquisitor, the female one, black girl.
Yeah.
Reva.
Yeah.
The main character.
Yeah. So you get her, you've got Kenobi, okay, they're in opposition to each other. You've got Darth Vader, which is, I guess, the real selling point of this. Like, holy shit,
Aiden,
Obi-Wan and Darth are going to go up
fight
against
with
it.
the lightsabers. Oh my
You know what it's
God.
actually going to be? It's going to be her hunting down Kenobi throughout the
Mhm.
series and occasionally reporting back to Darth Vader and just him being pissed off that she hasn't caught him yet. And like, I am very disappointed, and like force choke her for like a few seconds, and then off she goes again.
Dude, I thought
That's
it was,
that's all his involvement is going to be.
You're
I thought it
stunning
was,
and brave. You should continue this as a strong black woman.
I thought it was cringy as fuck when she's like, "You can't escape him."
Yeah.
I want Kenobi to turn around and be like, "I'm sorry,
Fuck
who
off."
are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Fuck off."
Do you
You
have
fucking
any idea
walking
who I am?
retcon.
I am General fucking Kenobi, bitch.
Yeah.
I cut that dick's fucking arms and legs off.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
the
it's like,
one
let
that
him
did
come.
that shit.
To
He
carry
just wear that
Grievous.
because he likes it.
But he's all sad now. He's sad Kenobi now.
I do like the
I
line.
will
that-
Find him.
I will find him.
I do thought it was like a good stick when Uncle Owen was like, Kenobi was like, he must be trained when he gets older. Yeah,
must
like
be
he trained his dad. Huh?
Yeah.
How'd that turn out there?
That turned out.
I was like, dang. I think
This is-
Reeve is going to turn good because the Inquisitors are not supposed to have names. So the fact that she has a
Oh
name.
no.
Well, I
So-
mean, it's let's apply the formula, gentlemen.
Yeah.
So she is a strong female character who's in service of bad people. Obviously, she can't actually be evil. What we'll actually find out is that she's a good person underneath it all who's been manipulated into doing this by an evil person, an evil man. And she will redeem herself by the end of the
Or-
story. She will turn
Or
good.
She's a spy all along.
Well, that's what
helping as
Either
many
one.
Jedi as she can.
That's what Inquisitors are. They were good Jedi turn bad.
Turns,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like if they're like, if you don't become an Inquisitor, we're gonna kill you. So turn bad. So she'll probably have a moment, you know.
Yeah. Join us and hunt
She-
down
you,
Jedi.
you know what?
or
You know what it'll be? It's like she'll beat Obi-Wan Kenobi to within an inch of his life, and she'll have him
And have
at
a
her
moment.
mercy. And then she'll be like, "No, I can't kill you.
He's gonna
Because
be like,
I'm
watch
good."
over Luke.
Yeah, you have to
Please.
protect him." I've told you. I've watched you guys just deflate in front of my eyes. I fucking called it right now.
Or what if she's getting ready to kill Luke and then she has a moment? It was her all along that saved Luke Skywalker.
As do you want me to send the
Just-
hammer to you?
Just go even further. Kenobi decides it's for the best if he kills Luke and she stops him.
Yeah.
She tells him he's lost his way.
Why not? Let's just go that route. Number one,
It's
Kenobi's
gonna happen.
not supposed to leave the planet of Tatooine. He was on mission, so he's on other planets. So that's and now there's
get
rumors.
2 more fights. It's gonna be so
at least 2 more
cool.
fights. Yeah, at
It-
least
it's-
2 more fights.
This is, they at least up until this point, you could say at least they haven't fucked up Darth Vader, like the one of the best characters in the
Well,
whole Star
here's
Wars
the-
saga,
here's the-
and now they're like, hold my beer, I'm gonna
Here's
get
the
right
problem.
into this.
I no nothing against Hayden Christensen. I like that's the only thing that would even get me curious. But Hayden Christensen never really played Darth Vader in the suit. I mean, he was in the suit for Episode 3 for a little bit, but if they're
Yeah,
bringing
but
him back just to put him in the suit, that's not really Hayden's character. He was Anakin, before the suit.
I don't know what their
To
plans
me,
are.
the way that Kenobi should have been is we see Kenobi on
It should have been
Tatooine.
non-existent as.
Well, yeah, it should. Well, no, okay, yeah, it should have been non-existent. But let's just because they have announced it, because it is being made. To me, this is where it should have gone down. Kenobi is on Tatooine, and he's just periodically looking in on Luke, make sure everything's okay. And then we kind of just see his sort of regular life, in his cave or whatever. And then when he sits down, we go to flashbacks, and we actually flesh out him and Hayden Christensen as Anakin. And so we get kind of Clone Wars-esque. We actually get to see more of how Anakin fell to the dark side, and not the rushed kind of version that we got in the prequel trilogy. And we actually get to develop the relationship, a lot more of the real life relationship, not the cartoon relationship, the real life relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and things which Obi-Wan might have failed on, and a better seduction to the dark side of Anakin, and just sort of him reliving these sort of moments and these sort of events. And I just think there you go. That's the way that I think you should have brought Hayden, because Hayden Christensen looks great.
Well,
he looks great for his age.
I thought that's what we are getting. I thought they confirmed he's playing Vader and Anakin, as in like an Anakin that's burned.
I'm thinking without diverse whammons of Inquisitors of color.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like, if anything, Moon Knight had nowhere near enough character in it for Steven and Mark, as far as I'm concerned. It's like, where can we cut space out? It's like, oh man, I don't know. Oh, there's just nothing to choose from, is there?
There's this one thing.
Let me guess. We're going to have a scene at some point in some episode. It'll be like The Last of Us 2, where you get that one Joel and Ellie flashback. We're like, fuck, that was actually good.
Yes.
And then it'll go back to, now it's time for the Inquisitor's adventure. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is Reva, whatever her name is, will turn good, and Cal from the video game will show up, because Star Wars has a history of using an old Lucas character to make the Disney character better. Like we saw in I didn't even watch Boba Fett series. I watched MauLer's. It was perfect. Like that's all you needed to watch was his breakdown of the episode and to understand what was going on. And the same thing, they used Boba Fett, but the best episodes of Boba Fett was when he wasn't in it. And they just made the Mandalorian look better. So it's like, see, Mandalorian's better than Boba Fett. They're using Obi-Wan to bring in new Disney characters so that they could push this Lord. Cal is from the video game. It's a perfect timeline for him with the Inquisitors and everything. So it wouldn't be surprising if they did that. So then they can push that story going forward and be the end of it.
There might be Ezra in this.
That could be as well. It could be as well. I think Cal would be better, but I mean, what we think is better, they do the complete opposite. So.
I don't see how they would have brought Ezra into this. So Kanan, maybe, because Ezra would be too young. It'd just be a baby.
They don't care.
Now.
Yeah. They'll just say, look, they'll use that time travel thing from that one episode and just say, he just went through it.
Oh, look, there's Ahsoka.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll fight you soon. Bye.
That's my prediction. Cal shows up at the end and takes her away, and then they can do their own.
Dude, throw Picard on as well, and all I have to say for all of this is like, I'm so tired.
Like, what about Starkiller? What about
Tobey Maguire
bringing in Sam Witwer?
I mean,
I just wanted to stop.
As I said, I should be in a position of being like mind blown with the Illuminati stuff in Doctor Strange, but I'm just sitting there like, fuck off. It's like, what do you mean, fuck? It's John Krasinski. It's we got Haley Atwell is back. You got Patrick Stewart being Professor X, accurate to the animated show. And I'm like, fuck off.
But the set looked like a fucking Star Trek set for the Next Generation season 1.
That's not really the point I'm going with here, because like even with all of the shittier shows that we love to watch, the shittier eras for the shows we love, where they have like bad production quality until the writing carries it through. Like you could theoretically have it be that level where you're just like, I'm just loving the performances and the writing, but like I just expect them to just obliterate everybody, and then I literally watch their heads explode or get torn into shreds, and I'm just like, is this even like, are you even trying anymore? Like, are we just overtly being like, remember this? Do you like this? It's dead.
I think
okay.
I think you can only experience this so many times before you just get into that mindset of like, okay, they're bringing back this character that I used to like. Of course they're going to fuck it up. Of course they are, because that's what they do every single time. Of course they're going to destroy him and humiliate him and completely misuse him, because that's just what they do now. And it's hard to break out of that because they give you no reason to.
I mean, they just keep punishing Luke Skywalker into the ground. I mean, what they did with him in Boba Fett, where he's just like, hey, little guy, you got to choose. Oh, you don't choose me? Get out. I'm not even dropping you off, man. Like, get out. I know I came and saved you. I know I did all this and everybody cried. Everybody was happy, but get the freak out. I'm not training you no more.
This was the equivalent of, like, you know, at the end of Lord of the Rings, when Frodo gets on the boat to head off into the Undying Lands, and it's this really beautiful, poignant scene. It would be like that, but then he like when Sam goes back to his house at in Hobbiton, Frodo's just there on a fucking Harley Davidson, and he's like, Sam, we need to go on another adventure. The ring is back. We need to start again. And then like, just hightail off into the sunset on their fucking motorbikes. That's what this is now.
Yeah,
it's so
there was
fucking
another
cheap.
ring.
The choice that Luke gave Grogu didn't make a lick of sense, because Luke was just like, do you want to pick up the death stick, which will maim people and is an offensive weapon, or do you want to take the armor and get the fuck out? And it's just like, a Jedi doesn't
only
teach you how to be it doesn't teach you how to be aggressive. It's about becoming one with the Force and learning to bond with the Force, and Jedi aren't there to be aggressive fucking fighters. So why would you say pick up the death stick and you can stay and I'll train you, or pick up the mithril armor from Lord of the Rings and fuck off out of Dodge?
But see, that's what happened. It's like Grogu, Baby Yoda's all they have, and so they have got to get those two back together. So it was like all that stuff that Luke did is pointless. It was pointless.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
So it was just like they had to get them back together somehow. So let's like make Luke, everything that he did, obsolete again, and then just send him on his merry way, and that'll be the end of it. And now there's a rumor now, if you're ready for this one, that it will be the Galactic Star Cruiser, the Halcyon, that will save Grogu during the time that all the Jedi are being killed, because they're trying to push that thing in all, they changed all the canon now that Han and Leia had their honeymoon there, and Padme and Anakin were on that thing and probably conceived the twins there, and it's just a bundle of joy.
So that's that shitty hotel that you can spend. You can spend like $6,000 a night to stay at.
They're writing all these books now. They're like, this is canon. Because apparently Han and Leia, right after the Battle of Endor, Han was so overwhelmed that he asked Leia to marry him, and immediately they left. Instead of rebuilding, immediately they left on the Halcyon for their honeymoon. And so they had an adventure on and this is a book that's coming out.
They had an adventure in Leia's fucking hobbit hole.
Because, like, on the Halcyon, isn't Rey and Kylo Ren on board? I don't understand.
Jay, so I've got a question for you. So who saves Grogu at the Jedi Temple? Because the Jedi that were defending him get killed, and then the 501st are coming towards him.
So apparently they sneak. This is a rumor now. Apparently they sneak him on the Halcyon Star. I'm being serious. Star Cruiser and send him out. Some spies or something. It's unreported. But apparently he was on
one of the younglings.
Mace Windu, after he got thrown out of the window, he went over there.
One-arm Windu.
Yep.
They are trying to make that hotel so relevant in Star Wars right now that everything, like, now the story is now they're like, the Halcyon Star Cruiser was built at the same factory as the Millennium Falcon. Everyone,
my God!
Wow. Same factory.
Now it's just like it's the same factory. So please, you want to stay at this hotel because, and then they gave the whole backstory. Like, so when the Empire took over, it gets better. When the Empire took over, it was a retreat for Grand Moff Tarkin and all the the officers of, the Empire, when they just needed to get away, when they needed to get away. The Hutts took it over at one point and turned it into a casino barge. Now they're also saying that it might have had a hand in blowing up the first Death Star.
Basically. This fucking ship is like, this is the Michael Burnham of Star Wars. It's just retconned into
And you
every
guys can
event that's
look.
ever
All
happened.
you got to do is Google search it and find all this wonderful new lore that's
They'll,
coming out.
I bet you,
Such
like,
lore, much story.
they'll end up putting like an extra little shot into like the Battle of Endor, where like you can just see the Halcyon in the background, like it's part of the fleet.
A big robotic arm comes out of it and fucking salutes, and then it's hyperspace is off.
It's
Is
gonna be
it
the
Jay?
Halcyon that shot that TIE fighter, not the Millennium Falcon in the first.
Yeah,
No.
like it'll be the fucking Halcyon like flying into the Death Star's core, like
Just comes out of it intact
like
as
getting
well.
jammed halfway and stuff because it's too big. No, like you know about like the parks and stuff and how they operate, right? Is it true that like when you get when you get shuttlecraft out to the Halcyon, they basically put you in a fucking truck with no windows, and like there's like a plasma screen TV with stars and stuff going by, and like they
it's
drive
a
you
box
to it?
truck. Yeah, it's a box truck. It literally is a box truck.
I think
That's
that's
awesome.
probably one of the saddest things I've heard in my life.
Why
Like,
have we
imagine
stopped? We're
you've
at the
spent-
space traffic lights.
You've spent $6,000 on this, and it's like you're in a box truck just getting bussed around.
Yeah,
And now they tell people
you
when
look
you go to
around,
this,
there's illegal immigrants in there with you.
pretty much, yeah. This is Jose. Don't worry about him. But we're gonna take you to Batu.
Hello, hola.
So when you go to Batu, which is Galaxy's Edge, and they want you to be in costume in the hotel, and they want you to get your face painted and be a Star Wars character. But then when you go to the theme park, which is they're trying to keep it immersive, they're not allowed to like be like dressed up because people might want to take your photo or something. So they're like, you got to take all that off and then go have fun in Batu hanging out. It's really bad. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know if, like, you know, for Americans, you guys can throw yourselves into that kind of thing better than we can. I just feel like for a Brit to try and do something like that, we would just feel awkward as fuck.
No, it's dumb. You want to know? Here's the best part. They have made a decision that coming Christmas, because they can't book, like right now they're kind of booked up to June, but it's like 50. But then after like that, it's like it's wide open for booking. So for Christmas, it looks like they've been teasing this amongst the Star Wars fans that they're gonna bring Life Day from the god awful Star Wars holiday special into the Halcyon, so you can celebrate Life Day with Chewbacca in his robe and Rey and all these people. So they're gonna take the worst thing that ever would happen from Star Wars and put it in the hotel.
As long as they got footage of like Leia coked out of her fucking mind singing that song, like I'm all in, man.
I'll snort
Get
some
Carrie
coke off
Fisher
Leia's fucking coke nail.
How dare you? The Christmas special is not worse than Rise of Skywalker, okay?
I mean, yeah, I know which one I'd rather watch.
Can I'll show you one thing. This is what they are starting to sell to celebrate Life Day. If you can share my screen, I'm not sure if
yeah, here we go.
There it is. These are sure. I think you want one, Az? I'll send you one if you want.
I'm good. I'm fine.
So this is the Life Day merchandise you can get at the theme parks in honor of what's to come.
Oh no, and it's Rey there. She's like
Is Chewbacca pregnant?
She's like fucking herpes just infecting everything.
You will like Rey, okay?
Hey, that's what it is. It's like, I don't know, it's like some sadistic parent that's trying to make you eat broccoli or something, and they just fucking force feed it to you in every meal. It's like, we're just going to keep giving it to you until you learn to like it.
Well, yeah, they had you a burger, but it's not, the meat isn't in there, it's just broccoli. Like, wait a minute.
The sequel trilogy is not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere. So that's what's happening on the Star Wars front. And that the crazy thing is they were getting ready, because I have friends and family that actually work there, unfortunately, but they were getting ready to change Galaxy's Edge. Like there was a big meeting talk to the Mandoverse, and they were gonna have Cara Dune as the marshal and all that stuff. It was all gonna happen, and then they decided to let's just stick with the sequel trilogy characters. So yeah,
yeah, because they were a big hit. How well are those Rose Tico dolls selling?
Yeah, they're stats.
I know landfills love them.
They still probably having meetings about like, what the fuck did we do, guys? Like, what did we do with this trilogy? It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, Jay, you said the sequel trilogy is not going anywhere. I'm gonna pick you up to task on that. There's a place it's not going. That's on the screen.
Yeah,
that's the place it's not going. It's going everywhere else, but they got nothing to put on the screen with it because no one cares.
No.
In just about 6-7 months, it'll have been 3 years since Rise of Skywalker.
Jeez.
Holy shit, yeah.
And I still haven't seen it, nor will I.
Like, time has just ran away from those fucking sequels, huh? Like,
I mean,
now what?
Not quick enough.
They say that time's a healer. Like, it's nice to put a bit of distance between us. I suppose.
They have at the parks. They have you can get like a photo with Darth Vader or with Kylo Ren. And when you walk to this section, you have to wait in line. So the photo for Vader is like 3-hour wait. Kylo Ren's been like 5 to 15 minutes.
Like the poor guy in the suit is just standing around looking at his watch.
like, open, someone will come take a picture with me, please. I'm Kylo Ren, damn it, please. Oh man, I mean, listen, it's just like read the room. You know, it's like it's like
nobody likes you, Kylo.
Oh man.
He like stands up to do his fucking routine, and everyone's just like, "Boo!
You suck!
Boo this man!"
Yeah, boo this man.
But yeah, like what you saw there. So they Chewbacca. Everybody loves Chewbacca. Let's put Rey next to Chewbacca. Maybe people will like Rey now because Chewbacca's standing next to her.
Well, yeah, but Chewbacca's in a fucking dress.
That's Life Day, bro.
Life Day clothing, bro.
He's transitioned.
Did you see in the Star Wars card game that they made Rey and Kylo more powerful than Darth Vader
and Luke Skywalker?
And Luke. Well, Luke was just a given, I thought, but yeah, but even more powerful than Darth Vader. Kylo, who lost every fucking fight that he was in the fucking series.
Hey,
yeah. just keep pretending. Okay? Keep pretending.
I think you're right. Yeah, every single like major fight he got into, he ended up either getting stabbed, sliced, or dies.
He had one moment where he was getting the better of Rey, I think, in Rise of Skywalker, and then he just
and then Leia did a cheat code and
Rey just knifes him right in the gut like a pussy.
Yeah, while he's like worrying about his mum having died. That movie is so weird. And then he like imagines Han forgiving him.
Yeah,
which is just his own brain just saying like, yeah, everything you did was fine.
Yeah.
I love you, son. Thanks, Dad. I'm really proud of you.
Now go out there and beat the Emperor. Okay, son. Dad throws lightsaber into the ocean.
Yeah.
No, you need that.
Beat the Emperor.
You didn't need that.
That's not what I meant, son. You fucking idiot.
But Dad, it's red. I can't use a red lightsaber. That would be evil. It's like, okay.
Oh my! I can only imagine Az's reaction to that movie.
I can't even look. I watched MauLer's breakdown of it.
Yeah.
And I just thought, there's no way I can't watch it. I would break. I would emotionally break. I would pick up the TV and just throw it out the fucking double glazing window and keep throwing it until it fucking went through.
As you made it through 3 seasons of Batwoman.
Yeah.
You could probably handle this.
Well, it's like Batwoman is like when somebody's just like clowning around. It's like going to the circus and watching the absolute stupid fucking idiots clown around. Rise of Skywalker is like watching the most precious person in your life get raped over and over again.
Oh my god.
It's just horrendous. It's just an image you'd never want to fucking see, and it just scars you. It's just like, no, I can't do this.
I mean, the whole movie in a nutshell is, hey, we need a sword. All right, I'll trip over and find it. Hey, we need to go here. All right, hey,
We need a
We
key
found
that was
something.
made thousands of years ago that mimics the exact fucking wreckage of the Death Star on a fucking. I'm like, no.
C-3PO can read every language
Stop it!
except
There
this
needs to be
one.
like a top 10 list of just the stupidest things that have happened in the past like 5 years for movie writing. It's just like number 10, the fucking dagger that matches the wreck, and you'd be like, "That's number 10." You'd be like, "Yes, that's number 10."
Oh no.
Like this, there's still plenty to go.
Number 9, Kylo imagines his dad forgiving him, so everything's okay.
Yeah.
Number 8, Kylo does the fucking Han Solo shrug, even though he wasn't even fucking sperming his dad's testicles at the time. So how the fuck would he know? Does his dad, when he was younger, just keep going around going, "Hey, son"?
Hey, it's like
Hey,
poetry,
son!
okay? It doesn't match his character at all, but it's like poetry.
Fucking how it rhymes.
To be fair, what the fuck matches Kylo's character?
Number 7,
Who knows?
fucking Palpatine says, "If you kill me, I'll become the most powerful thing in the universe." Rey kills him and he dies.
I think one of my favorite moments was when Rey and Finn just fall through quicksand into a tunnel beneath the quicksand.
Yep.
They just kind of fall into it.
Because they
That's how
get after all, like,
quicksand
they dust
works.
themselves off, like, woof, and it's like, is that quicksand? What?
Fuck you, physics.
How's it
Fuck
hovering
yeah.
above
It's magic
Yeah, it's
quicksand,
just-
space
it's bad.
quicksand. It's the work the
space
same way.
quicksand?
Rey just gets angry and kills Chewie,
The
supposedly.
wizard did it. Scarlet
Oh, yeah,
Witch
dude.
did it.
That was great as well because she was like, "Oh, thank God, I didn't actually kill Chewie." It's like, yeah, what are all the other people on that ship? Who knows
Yeah.
who's on there? Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it
Like,
could have been prisoners,
could
everything.
have been anybody, and you just like,
I'll-
oh well,
I'll-
Chewie's not
I'll
on
just say this to chat. If I'm ever going to watch Rise of Skywalker, before I do, I'm setting up a fucking GoFundMe. All right?
For your mental health care
From
afterwards.
from a hospitalization fucking care.
I'll donate to that. I'd love to see you see it.
I would like to see just your live reaction as you're watching it. Just
I know. That's what
Watch
I
it,
want.
man.
I'd
Live
have to record the whole
reaction.
thing. Yeah.
it'd be like as his mind's slowly unraveling in front of our eyes.
It's like stuff will ooze out of his ear.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
been like-
been,
Yeah,
quite
it's
a
like-
stream for-
It's like
his
an
face will
ongoing
be passive.
self-harm
You'll
video.
just see like blood coming out of his nostrils, like just nosebleeds.
It's out my eyes. Just bleeding. My eyes start bleeding.
the skull just splits open and he just peels away all of it. Yeah,
Scarlet
I was gonna say
Witch,
that this
take
has been quite a stream, huh? For just isn't media great?
Well,
Yay.
speaking of which, there was one other thing that
Oh,
I
no.
was interested in getting your opinions on. They dropped a trailer for House of the Dragon. Remember Game of Thrones? Remember when that was a thing? And
dude.
remember how crushingly like devastated we were when they absolutely butt fucked it and destroyed it. Well, there's a prequel,
Well,
and wow,
I haven't seen this trailer, by the way. I fucking didn't even realize. Now it makes sense what Gary sent me, which is a screenshot of something they say in that trailer. I'm assuming.
yeah,
So you got Rhaenys Targaryen says, "Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the throne."
that is one
Holy
of the
fuck.
main pieces of dialogue in that entire trailer. Is
Do
that
they not remember their own history? Well, sorry, not in universe. The people who make this, do they not remember what show they put out not years ago? The one where the lady burns everyone to death. What the fuck are you doing? You can't make this statement.
There was
Who
another
advised
one.
her not to do it. All of the men.
Well, it was intersectional feminism. The trailer. It was just a bunch of men telling women how great they were and how they should be ruling the kingdom,
yeah,
and then women just walking around like,
Didn't
yeah,
everyone
looking all
burn more
moody and
people?
thoughtful, like, yeah, I'm going to
Mm.
be in charge of this shit.
It was a man who stopped the crazy lady in their fucking previous show. Do they not remember this? Like, what,
fucking white men
what the fuck is happening?
ruining
What-
everything.
God, when are we going to get out of this stupid phase? How long? Is this
Remember
gonna
when the
take?
dragon burnt the throne?
What a hero.
Instead of Jon Snow.
Dude, he's a philosopher, that dragon.
Yeah.
Okay?
This is what's caused all this trouble. Rah!
So yeah, so it's a prequel though, and I'm just like, yeah. What I meant is the people who make the show, they they constructed this line knowing that in the show that they're trying to bank on for popularity ends with a woman burning everything to death. Like, why would you make this statement? It just doesn't line up at all. It's stupid.
Unless it's based as fuck.
I love this idea as well, that this whole concept of like, oh, you know, women have been downtrodden for so long, but now is their time when they're going to like take charge and rise to positions of power. Yeah, you've been doing that same exact shit for like the past 15 years. It's not innovative anymore. It's not intelligent, and it's not creative. It's just parroting the same exact garbage that we've had over and over again in every fucking movie, in every TV show. It's not clever. So why are you positioning that as the centerpiece of your trailer? It's not going to get anyone interested. But that's
especially
all
when we
they
know
have.
especially when we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, where the road leads to the dragon picking her up and having a little snack. You know, at the very end of Game of Thrones.
I mean, this is when is this set? Like hundreds of years before?
I think it's 1,000 years before.
Yeah, so it's so far removed from Game of Thrones that it's not going to have any impact on the world that we saw in that show. So they can't really bank on the success of that. It's essentially a completely different universe that they're working with now. None of the characters that we see here are really referenced or anything in Game of Thrones. So we don't give a fuck about it. It's just a different show in some vaguely recognizable locations in Westeros. That's all we got. I don't know why they're fucking doing it, because the interest in Game of Thrones is flatlined since that final season. But, you know, it gives George something to do so he doesn't have to write his fucking book, because, you know, God forbid he would actually do some real work as an author.
Hey, man, Elden Ring. Okay, shut up.
Yeah, he played a big part in Elden Ring, I'm sure.
I don't even know what he did, but he did something.
He had lunch with the producers, I think, at one point, and said, like, you know, sword's good, and then they're like, yeah, cool, we can put your name on this, right? Yeah, okay.
Dad would approve of that. So
give me $500,000, and yeah, we'll call it quits.
I just don't care. I ain't gonna watch this. And this is what this comes out 2 weeks before Rings of Power as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a real shit fest when these twin lords of bullshit mountain hit us. So who's excited for the state of entertainment?
Hey, not to drag us back. How does America Chavez even exist when the TVA would have just melted her the second she existed?
Because she's strong.
Well, they would have melted her as soon as she got dragged as soon as she created the portal and got dragged in.
Yeah, the second she opens a portal, they'd be like, "Oh, anomaly, go boop."
Anomaly.
Yeah, but are the TVA not grossly incompetent? Like a young girl can run away from them and just escape.
But
MauLer, Kang was writing that history.
Oh, he wanted that to happen. He wanted that. Okay, there we go. Something worth mentioning, by the way. And so you might be wondering, Drinker, why is Scarlet Witch obsessed with this one America Chavez? Why don't she go for a different one? Well, it turns out, as much as there are literally infinite Doctor Stranges and infinite everyone's, because it's the multiverse, there is only one America Chavez. She's that beautiful and special, is she? I don't even know. She says, like, I've looked for me in other dimensions and I don't exist there, so there's just me. And it's like, how does that make any sense?
With infinite permutations, like there's only one instance where she gets created. It's like, oh, fuck off.
Jesus.
When they go to the super special book place and they're like, this is the blah blah blah, it is the space between realities, and I was like, what? Like, but where are you? It's like this is the space outside of the universe. They did this shit in Doctor Who. With the flux.
They did it in Kang.
They've done it in that. They've done it in a lot of. They did it in what's it called? Crisis on Infinite Earths. They were like,
this idea that you can just remove yourself from time and space and just go somewhere else.
I'm just gonna chill out in this space between time and space. Like, what does that even mean?
It means
because normally Yeah, because normally it looks and behaves exactly like just the space that we occupy. Like there's gravity, there's consequences, there's time that flows at the normal speed. So like, for all intents and purposes, it's just the universe. Fucking.
Well, Drinker, I'm sorry, I have to bounce. I have family in town, so we are getting ready to show them Orlando. But thank you so much for the invite, MauLer. Always a pleasure. As I love you, man. Always.
It goes one way, Jay.
I know. I feel it.
Don't worry, Jay. One day we'll get Az to watch Rise of Skywalker and watch him.
That's right. We'll all be there. Invite us all. Invite us all on.
Yeah, we'll do it with you, man. We'll hold your hand. If you need to cry,
awesome.
I'll cry with you.
Drinker, I want you sat here, right there. That's where I want you sat.
I will do that. I will travel down to your house so we can watch it together.
Yeah, but thank you guys. It's always an honor, huge honor. So thank you so much. You guys have a great, morning, night, wherever you.
It's rapidly trending.
Not American
morning.
time, so rapidly heading towards morning. So I'll catch you
later, dude.
Catch you
all
later.
right, thanks, man. And
the
link to Jay's channel is in the description, so give him a subscribe.
Thank you.
All right, nice one, man. I've got a little bit of time, I think, before I round things out. Would you guys be up for doing a few super chats? See what we got here. All right, just so you guys in chat, I have not been neglecting you. I know that there's loads of super chats that have come in while we've been doing this, so let's see if we can get through a few of them. And the first 4 or 5 actually are from the same guy, from Chucksenhausen, who's our hash brown Cobra Kai expert. So I will just read these as I go, and I'm going to go into full drinker mode here because I think I'm going to need it. So, hail happy hour. In the drinker Facebook group, I posted about John Wick, and I wanted to tell you a quick story about how I took a date to see John Wick #3 in the theaters. Are you ready for this? We snogged throughout the film. Then afterwards, we went to my car. She wanted a hotel room, but I had other plans, so I just tilted her head down. And goodness, doing that in a parking garage was a joy and a thrill. At one point, I was close to done, and then I saw 2 people in another car that we'll just say looked like Az and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. And let me tell you, seeing 2 people like that might know exactly what's happening just had me explode into a world of ecstasy. Just thankful that she swallowed first. By the way, the John Wick dog stole the show. I'll go away now. That was a beautiful story.
It's important that they let you know that.
I'm glad. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks, I think.
So, as he saw you, and he just exploded in ecstasy. What can I say?
He's only human.
Well, yeah. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Joshua Levesque says, "Hail all, MauLer, are you going to review DS2 on next EFAP?"
Oh yeah. We're planning on going. This is gonna be a long fucking EFAP, man. I don't even know. Yes, is the answer. The notes I'm gonna have to take. We're gonna go through every scene in detail until we explain to people that this film makes very little sense. That'll be the conclusion. It simply makes very little sense. As for whether or not we'll say it's worse than Black Widow, you'll have to find out.
Okay. Also said, what do you guys think of the new Kenobi trailer? Yeah, I think we gave our thoughts on that already. So if you missed it, skip back and you'll get it all. Daniel Monroe said, "Evening, gentlemen. With the tides changing in Hollywood, do you think we'll see a bigger return to mid-budget movies? So the sort of $10 to $50 million range?" Interesting question. I would like to see it, because that's the point where you can actually take a few risks and get a little bit creative with it, with your movies. I haven't seen it yet. I just will reserve judgment, I suppose. I don't know about you guys.
I just want good movies. I don't really care budget-wise how much they cost. You know, whether it's 1 million or 200 million. I just want, like, this Doctor Strange is just a waste of fucking money.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'll make a ton at the box office. I don't think it'll go over $1 billion. I'm going to predict around 650 to 700.
Yep. Well, for context, the Northman that I enjoyed, that was done on a budget of about 70 million. And I
70
think
to 90, I think it was.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's factoring in advertising and stuff. If so, I think that's okay. Like it looked fantastic. Wasn't too much in terms of like demand in cinematography. Like, yeah, I'm sure there was a bit of CGI that had to be done there, but yeah, that's the kind of movie that I think you can do with that budget. It's gritty, it's grounded for the most part anyway. Yeah, I thought it looked fantastic.
Joker, 50 mil.
Yeah, there you go. RRTNZ said, Hail Drunkler and crew. So it's, in my opinion, the better title was Doctor Estranged and the Messyverse of Mayness. Decent performances, but the story is mostly busy work. Illuminati cameos felt forced, unlike No Way Home, mildly fun, but completely forgettable. I don't know if MauLer, you'd agree with that.
Well, I think that No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness represent like two sides of the coin of the future, which is the using the weaponization of nostalgia is reaching fucking critical, and like what was so relevant about their characters for all those references? What did they do with it? Meanwhile, Toby and Andrew didn't even get like a huge amount of screen time, and man, was that a decent chunk of content for anybody who's seen their films to see them there. And the fact that they are brought in to stop Peter from going on the same arc that they did themselves, where they hunt down the people responsible for taking their loved ones from them. I think that's brilliant. And then what have we got to look at in this? Like, what is Reed Richards' role here? It's like, well, to be killed. It's like, what about Patrick Stewart? Like,
turned into spaghetti.
The whole aspect of those cameos from Professor X through to the Illuminati room and even the Illuminati fight scene, every one of those scenes looked cheap as fuck, which you just felt like that was very quickly and shoddily shot and put together.
Is that those precious reshoots?
Yeah. Felt like it.
Here's a question, actually. Do you think the new Top Gun movie is going to be any good? The trailer looks good.
I mean, it looks exactly the way that I had imagined it to from the trailer. It's just like, yep, he's older. He's going to teach some young bucks. He might have some drama because one of them is the son of a previous friend, and they don't quite like him because of tension, and then there's some fights, but also there'll probably be a big old thing that happens. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, the trailer, I saw it. I was just like, that is exactly what I would expect the trailer to be. It's like, alrighty. I hope it's good for those who love Top Gun, I guess.
Yeah. No, I've got a real soft spot for Top Gun from back in the day, and I never would have imagined that like 40 years later, or however long it's been, that they would be doing another one. But here we are. And yeah,
that is the concern with me.
Yeah, I hope that they'll do it justice. I don't think Tom Cruise is the kind of guy that's going to let himself get Luke Skywalkered. You know, I don't think you're going to see Maverick be an old loser who doesn't have it anymore, and he's just there to get humiliated. Like his ego's too big for that sort of thing, and I think that's probably a good thing in this case. So I guess we'll just see. Jim Junkie 35 said, recommendation for extra shots, Lucky Number 11. In my opinion, a great example of setup and payoff and some sharp, witty dialogue. I've only seen Lucky Number 11 once. I remember quite enjoying it, but I don't think it made a huge impression on me. I guess it's one of those.
I remember liking it, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those films that.
Bruce Willis is like a hitman. Oh, wait. You know what? I was about to include the twist. So, you know what? I'll just not say that. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. One to revisit. Unhinged says, what's the best way to adhere pudding skin to your body? pudding skin. What the fuck?
I have no idea.
What is pudding skin?
Yeah, that's new to me. I don't know.
I mean, we're wise men, but there's limits to our knowledge.
Yes.
Speak for yourself. I'm not wise.
Yeah. Well, what's your opinion on pudding skin, as?
I just eat it in my mouth, whatever it is, because I haven't got a clue what pudding skin is.
You hear the word pudding, and you're like, yeah, man.
Yeah, you're like, I stopped at pudding.
Yeah. Tom Blunt said, pre-order Dark Harvest. Would you ever write sci-fi? Yeah, so Dark Harvest is my new book that's going to be coming out in August. Would I write sci-fi? I'd be up for it, yeah. People have asked me the same question about fantasy. Yeah, I would be up for doing it. It's just I would need a lot of time to prep like a decent world to set it all in. It's very easy to set, your stories in a world that's much like our own, because you don't have to do as much world building. But you're going to do sci-fi or fantasy, yep, you've really got to put the groundwork in. So I need a lot more time to do that.
Or if you're a current TV show, not.
Yeah, just fuck it. You've got the message. That's all you need.
Small tangent, but have you guys heard about the thing with Amber Heard quoting movies in her testimony?
Oh,
It's
seriously?
crazy, like verbatim.
She's like, yeah, I thought this was a meme. I was like, obviously they're not serious, and there's like a thread about it that goes through all the quotes she's been saying and how they're all just ripped from different movies and TV shows. It's like, what the fuck?
Like Good Will Hunting and shit like
True
this.
Detective. People have posted the clips compared to what she said. It's like, why would you do this? Why would
It's
you?
insane. I'm really hoping that the lawyers are going to be watching this.
This has got to be like the work of a psychopath, though, hasn't it? Like
I've watched it.
It's almost like I don't experience human emotions like the rest of you guys do, and so I need to fake it. And what can I do? Well, I'll just draw from movies that I've seen and just use that as my baseline. That's what it feels like with her. It's fucking creepy, man. Really weird.
On the stand, she just comes across as just so fake. I'm like, how can you? I'm watching, and I'm no fan of hers at all, but she doesn't come across as natural. She comes across as if she's just lying and faking and acting. Not good. And then she's trying to cry, and she does this fake crying, and no tears are coming down her eyes or anything. And she just keeps repeating this, and not a single tear's coming out.
It's like when you're an actor, it should be like your ultimate, resource that you can draw on your acting ability to like turn it on for the jury. It's like, but if you're a shit actor, you can't even do that.
I think that,
it is weird.
I don't understand because she would have been advised on saying whatever, right, by her lawyers, and her lawyers, like, did she just lose the lottery hardcore with her lawyers? What the hell's going on? The fact that he objected to himself, that's got to be the funniest thing that's ever happened.
And then
it was when he asked
talking about muffins.
It was when he asked Johnny Depp, like, did you see what happened after you left? And Johnny Depp was just like, no, because I wasn't there. Because I left.
Well, the one where it's like, there's a claim that you would wake up, you would vomit in your sleep. What do you have to say about that? He's just like, I feel like I would have noticed.
Yeah. or the you were drinking a lot at the party. Why were you there?
Yeah. What was he described? A mega glass of wine.
A mega pint.
Mega pint.
Yeah, he said you had a mega pint of wine. It was a mega pint.
What is a mega pint?
You mean
I want one.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Point where they're more entertaining and well written than TV. It's like this is funnier.
I honestly, I need to walk into a bar sometime and just be like, yeah, can I get a mega pint of Peroni, please, mate?
They bring out a fucking cask.
Like two steins welded together or something.
Yeah.
The mega pint.
Oh my god, the mega pint. Some bars got to do the mega pint and try and cash in on this. The Johnny Depp mega pint.
Yeah, do it.
Dedicated to him. The Depp pint or something.
Bear Business said, finally, a safe, calm place where nothing controversial is happening and no one will get animated or emotional. Hail all. That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Nothing controversial ever happens on these streams. JS Pena says the CW followed Jay's open door policy for Batwoman. Kim Nexus said, "Hi Drinker, did you receive the alternate dust jacket for Dark Harvest I sent you last week?" Yes. If so, do you like it? Yes. Sorry. I was looking for your email so that I could respond to you, but like I seem to have deleted it because I go through my emails and I kind of delete the old ones just so that they're not cluttering up my inbox. But yes, this person sent me an awesome dust jacket, like a reworked cover for Dark Harvest, with some really nice messages in it for me. It was like a late birthday gift and stuff, and it was just awesome. Like I really appreciate the work that you put into that. It was a really nice thing for you to make, and gosh, it just warms whatever cold, dark ashes are left in my heart. So thank you for taking the time to make something like that. And I'm sorry I never got a chance to respond to you by email or whatever, but thank you. Macaulay Gallagher said, "Love you guys. Thanks for all the awesome content." Thank you very much. Names Ryan said, "Drinker, Alfred was younger in the Batman because the movie is based on the characters in their earlier days." Okay. I don't think we even mentioned his age, really, but yeah, fair enough. Just wanted to make that point, I guess. Also said, Pattinson's portrayal of Bruce is supposed to be bland and indifferent on his second year as Batman, still yet to adopt the Playboy persona. It makes sense. I've heard that argument made quite a few times, so I guess we'll just see what happens if they do a sequel.
Well, they are.
Well, there we go. We'll see it then. And who knows? Maybe Shovelface will show a little bit of personality. Stranger things have happened.
Stranger
Mayo
Things is going
Stranger
to happen.
Things.
Stranger Things is still a thing. I just want that to go away.
End of this month is starting up.
Go away now.
Yeah. The first season was fucking great. I loved it. I thought it was a great way to just end it and not do anything else. But they had to keep doing it.
They kept going.
And
going,
everyone in it just gets less and less likable with every passing season.
Yep.
Jara Mayo said, "I'm surprised you're not talking about the other MCU movie, Avengers vs. X-Men, where we find out how Doctor Strange bangs. Turns out he's a very generous lover." So that'll be a porn one. Well, sign me up.
I hope he doesn't stand on a memory fucking square.
Yeah. To the memory store. Yeah, just imagine if it was like he goes into the memory store and it's just him having really fucking awkward, embarrassing sex.
Well, that's just,
oh no,
the memory store's a bit shit because they just stood on it and got a memory for free. So
yeah,
don't know how they got their money, but okay, whatever.
JS Pena said late and grooming. Ooh, that's Disney's job. Josh Knight said, "Your plush finally made it to Austin, Texas, Drinker. It's totally rad. Thank you, sir." Awesome. Yeah, it pleases me a great deal that everyone's getting their Drinker plushies now. I've seen a lot of them on Twitter and stuff, and it's great. I'm glad that they've all been delivered. MauLer, you've even got yours, haven't you? Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I do have mine. He's right over there. I can see.
Brilliant. It's because I've seen pictures of them with
Look at it.
the
Drinker,
rags and the MauLer drink plushie.
Do you realize if you do this?
Yeah. Providing Az with literally hours of entertainment every day.
Hours of fun. It's great. It's absolutely great.
When's yours coming?
It's we are officially. I mean, oh shit! I'll be announcing this tomorrow on Friday Night Tights, but we are officially going ahead with plushies, and we've got them all. I mean, what we're going to do? So it's going to be about August. There's going to be 3 waves: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 for your wallets. Sanity. And the first wave is going to be releasing around about the beginning of August.
Well.
There we go. Keep in mind, soon you could have a lovely, soft as plushie in your hands
Oh.
to do with whatever you wish.
Oh no.
It's going to be horrifying pictures on Twitter.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. And on the email.
Son Goku says, "Wellness check for Az. You been doing okay after the Batwoman news, brother?"
I'm dealing with it day by day.
Yeah, it never stops
So-
hurting, but eventually you'll learn to cope with it.
Well, my bank account manager's more upset than me, but okay.
Yeah. Dab the Great is saying, I can't believe it, but episode 1 of Strange New Worlds was good. There's a smidge of anti-American prejudice, but all things considered, it does feel like Star Trek. Well,
When you say anti-American prejudice, do you mean the actual footage of the January the 6th stuff?
oh, do they use that in it?
Actual footage.
GameSense says, have you seen the new casting for Percy Jackson? No. Hold on.
Some kid.
Have they race or gender swapped him?
Don't think no. Just some kid. Kind of looks like Percy Jackson.
I don't know what Percy Jackson's meant to look like, but
Well, it kind of looks like the other kid who played Percy Jackson. So I'm guessing something like that. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, there's pictures I'm seeing here. It's like there's an Asian guy, there's a ginger kid in the middle, and then there's like a black girl. So
La, 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 la.
they've got a pretty diverse cast there. Well done to them. Darius gave me a milk bottle, so thank you very much. No
Ooh.
Guard says, which is more believable, positive reviews of Wanda kills everyone or Mrs. Turd's acting on the stand? That is a difficult question, actually.
I think, I think the people who want to defend Amber are going to be putting out positive stuff and, oh my God, poor woman kind of vibes. And I think
So what do you
there's gonna
think?
be plenty
Better, good reviews for Doctor Strange 2 or Amber Heard's acting ability?
Can I just shoot myself in the fucking head?
You've tried that before, and you never go through with it because ultimately you want more Batwoman. You hope
You've tried to beat yourself to death with your own
everything else.
microphone, and it didn't work.
Yeah. I only went unconscious for a moment. I don't get
I can understand why people do positive reviews for Doctor Strange too. It's same reason they give positive reviews for all the other shit. As for Amber Heard, it's just like, all right, like if which is what? How do you even how do you figure out which is like? I don't know I don't know. I tried. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'll move on. Bear Business asks, Canadian Bear, best friend of Gina, helping kids around the world. Do we need another reason for Jay? I don't think we do, to be fair. There's reason enough for Jay. Stephen Lanuto said, Hail Drinker, just wanted to let you know my Drinker plushie arrived last week. Yes! A welcome reward for after 4 double shifts in a row. Damn, man, that is brutal. Well, I hope the plushie provides you the release that you need.
Oh my.
Name's Ryan said Alfred is. Wait, we've had that one already.
Alfred is younger in the Batman.
Yeah, I don't know why he keeps saying the same thing to me. Zidor GBR says, gentlemen, do you own bagpipes and kilts, and what do you wear under the latter? I'm pretty sure Az and MauLer are not going to own kilts. I'm just going to take a wild guess there.
I think MauLer, there's a potential that MauLer could, because Wales is technically sort of like Celtic-ish as well.
There are heathens there in Wales. They don't understand proper men's fashion, wearing dresses.
And we're proud of it.
I just have skirts, not kilts.
Yeah,
that's good enough, right? Yeah.
If you go true Scotsman, then you will not wear underwear under a kilt. But I tell you, man, that coarse wool of the kilt, it chafes something fierce. Yeah, it's you need a bit of booze to take the edge off.
What about the sporran? Like the sporran could hit in.
Nah, because that's on the outside of the kilt, so you don't.
Yeah,
really...
but if it flaps and then
there's the potential. You don't feel the sporran too much, and it's a handy place to store your wallet because you've got no pockets. This must be how women get through life, honestly. Like not having pockets in their skirts or whatever. Nightmare. You get a little insight there.
Drinker, I know what it's like to be a woman.
Yeah, I had to wear a kilt once at a wedding. Fucking nightmare. So I feel your pain. Fluffy Panda says he has a few dinners with Gina and now Jay thinks he can show up anywhere. What a boss. He did all right there.
Just go when he wants as well,
Yeah. Big Dave K said, I hope everyone's day is going well. I'm going to go see The Northman tonight. Thanks for turning me on to some great films. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy that, man. Tutorial Slave said, Az and Jay, the two alluring birthing person stoopers, subscribers keep their fingers crossed for but can't handle when they eventually get them. There we go. Patient Elijah says, hey, Drinker, first off, I got your plushie and I love it. Good. Second, what would you do if you found out that every year on your birthday, the plushies will come to life and try to kill their owners? I'd be all right with that, to be fair.
Yeah, mine
lock it away for a day.
I think there's a natural order to things, and if the Drinker plushies have to reign supreme, then so be it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might put out a community post or something. Just watch out. Watch out on April 30th. Your plushie might try to kill you. Fight the Club said, just pre-order Dark Harvest as I've only recently discovered the Dyatlov Pass story and look forward to what you'll do with it. Anyway, greetings again from the Critical Drinker drunk posting Facebook group. Come check us out. Nice. I am actually in that group now. I was curious to see what they do in it. And it's just meme posting. It's great. But yeah, the Dyatlov Pass incident is part of the backstory from my novel. So yeah, I had fun researching that. I love me a good mystery. Bill Sotheby says, writing room for Batwoman season 2. How do we get the suit on our new Batwoman? How about it just falls out of the sky? Brilliant. Felix Rodier says, this panel equals perfection. Hail to you all from France. Thank you.
It's so fucking condescending.
It just falls out of the sky, and there it is, ready to go. Yeah.
Oh boy, what a show!
Bjartmar Johnson says, "I believe the preferred nomenclature is Bat Person, please." Well, I'm just going by the name of the show. Ginger Rhino says, have you seen Band of Brothers? Yes, I have. Based on first-hand accounts of World War II paratroopers, it follows Easy Company and their struggles from training day until VE Day. Yes, I have seen it, and it's fantastic. Loved it. Dragovin08 says, Az is going to buy a bust to memorialize his love for Batwoman. You need to do it.
Hey, Javicia Leslie's got a pretty nice bust.
Oh my, she's not there to be eye candy.
Javicia Leslie does not exist to be easy on the eye for you.
You're such a man. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
It's funny because she's quite a beautiful woman, but like the promotional images that they gave of her in the bat suit, she's like this.
Yeah.
It's
just horrific.
Like she's just holding back a vomit, like she's about to hurl and she's trying to hold it back.
Well,
I'm purging, darling. I'm purging.
They would have taken more than one picture, and they totally chose the worst one. They were like, "This will be funny." Come on, no one likes this show.
It's like Melissa Benoist when she did Supergirl. Like, she's fit as fuck, and yet the promotional image that they used for her was just like, she's just like a very average looking gal. It's like, why are you picking these bad pictures? Come on.
The Burke gave me $5 Australian. Thanks, man. Unimpressed Owl says John Krasinski dies. Shocker, Rooney. Yeah, we got that one. Disterno says, Drinker, your plushie has a massive head compared to MauLer and Rags. Has trouble sitting upright and keeps falling over. All intentional design? Yes, because of my massive space brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Store the
Contemplating
alcohol
that.
somewhere.
Ugh.
Yeah.
With retching action.
Yeah, MauLer, doesn't your one have like big, like long tentacles coming out the back of it or something? So
Yeah, it'll be you can keep it steady against the wall with that. See? It'll just fall over.
Can I give an exclusive about what my plush is going to be holding?
Do it.
yes.
My plush is going to be holding a Batwoman doll.
Oh my god! And is that holding an Asdol?
I hope so.
It's going to be just like this whole fucking chain.
Griffin King 13 says, "Have you seen the Halo TV show?" No, and I think my life might be better for not having watched it.
I have to watch it. It's horrible.
Did you see the based as fuck clip from it? It's been I mean, I saw the first episode and I was out with rage. It was just fucking shit. And then I've seen clips from the next episodes and they're just absolute dog shit. And then somebody just posted Halo's based now, and it just has this clip of the Asian girl, and she's just got a knife and she's just like attacking Master Chief and like it's just like bouncing off his arm and he's just like stood there, and then he just like picks her up by the neck and just goes punches a fucking man. I was like, whoa, okay, maybe I'll watch this episode.
Sounds funny as fuck. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Ryan Patterson says, "Evening, gents. Just wanted to say how cool and that I appreciate the reading of all super chats, no matter the amounts." Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you got to do it, man. If people have taken the time to donate money to you, like it's only fair to read out their super chats. Brenton Palmer says, "Holy fuck, lads! I'm getting married tomorrow. Holy shit! You're married tomorrow. Congratulations to you, my friend. I hope it all goes fantastically well. And yeah, well done to you. Hope you have a great day,
man. Yeah."
Chief Nick Nero says, "This is an all-star cast. Every time it is. Thank you very much, my friend." Krusty Juggler says, I'm going on Saturday to see Doctor Strange 2 with two friends that love The Last Jedi and Loki, but were bored of Arcane. Why are they your friends?
They're gonna love it.
Everyone tell them to fuck off for me. They'll probably like Multiverse of Madness, and I'll hate it. So should we all just go in unison? Fuck off.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Fuck.
The guy from The Place said, "My takeaway from Batwoman is that there is an insane number of people in society who actually believe that a 100-pound woman can take a punch from a 200-pound man." Yes.
Do you guys ever see those videos where like a teenager is annoying like a middle-aged man who's kind of like, you know, fat and just like leave me alone? They're like and then he just literally grabs them by the throat and throws them to the ground. It's like, you don't understand when you have that level of leverage from the weight and height. You could oftentimes not stand a fucking chance. You're like, I learned Taekwondo, and you're just like, down you go.
But even when do you see that clip of the that woman? I'd say early 20s, and she was like screaming at some teenage boy. Couldn't have been more than 15, probably. 14, I'd say maybe 14 to 16. Let's say that. And she was like screaming at him, and then she slaps him, and he gets up and he just fucking lallops her once, and she's down.
There's the one where there's a woman who's hammering a guy's car. Like, she's literally with a hammer, is smashing window, and he just grabs her by the hair and sweeps under her feet with his leg and just plants her to the ground. She's just done. She's out. It's like, yep, that's usually how it goes.
There's a one that I saw where it's like a woman trying to get into a nightclub, and she decides, like, the bouncer wasn't having any of it, and she decides to attack him. And so you know, she's just like this like tubby drunken woman, like repeatedly swinging at this bouncer who must weigh like 220 pounds easily, and he just keeps, like, you know, just back you go, pushing her back, and then again and again she comes at him. Eventually just pushes her and she falls on her arse and like basically falls over, And the comments on the video were like, "Oh my god, he assaulted her." It's like she was literally swinging at him for a good like couple of minutes straight, and it's like he pushes her away, and he's the one who assaulted her. It's like doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's just insane. Like,
just lucky because bouncers can.
oh yeah, like if you were,
They could fuck
this
it
is
and
the
find
thing,
out very quick.
if I did what she was doing, I would be in the hospital for like the next 6 months.
Mm.
And I would probably never walk again. Bouncers will fuck you up if you mess with them. If you're a guy,
I was when I was not teenager, early 20s at uni. I was in a nightclub and they were saying like, everyone, fit it closed, everyone out now. And I was chatting up this fucking girl, and I'm chatting, and the bouncer's like, "Come on outside." And I'm like, "Yeah, in a sec." And then I continued to chat to her, and he just open palm fucking slapped me across the face. And the initial reaction obviously is like you fucking your eyes go and you square up. My mates just went, "We're going."
Yeah.
And then when I was outside, they were just like, "Dude, they will shut the door and they will beat the fucking shit out of you." And I was like, "Yeah."
That's the thing. Like the bouncers that you get are usually the guys who were starting the fights like 10 years earlier. So like they're not the people you want to fuck with. Like,
no, I'm very glad they dragged me out because I probably would have taken a hell of a fucking kicking.
What's this next one? Leeds Radar says Multiverse of Madness ruins WandaVision. I mean, I think WandaVision ruined WandaVision, to be fair.
Well, if we can put this to bed, some people are like, it's not Doctor Strange 2's fault that she's a bad person. She was a bad person in WandaVision. It's like, she wasn't that bad. She was bad. But she wasn't bad enough that she's executing thousands of people casually. That wasn't the bad she was at, but she is now. She's much worse in Multiverse of Madness morally than she was in Westview, but they're both bad.
There's a huge thing I can't say because obviously we've been through that chat, but there's a huge miscalculation from WandaVision by Doctor Strange.
I'm intrigued now.
What, you talking about what he says to her? Or?
Yeah, when he talks about Westbrook, he's just like, oh, it's okay. You learned from Westbrook, and I was just like, no, because you went off and you
explicitly he said you made things right. It's like
the only way they could make this better. The only way they could make this better is if he repeated the line. They'll never understand what you sacrificed for them, and then immediately throws up afterwards.
It's one of the worst lines in the history of writing. That moment.
It's a meme. It was just like a meme in the waiting, and the moment it was spoken, it was like, that's it. That's your show right there, like in a nutshell.
And then you get Falcon the Winter Soldier saying the "you got to do better" thing. It's like, damn, another meme line. There it goes.
Yeah, after berating the woman of slight ethnic origin, he turns to the white man to say, "You got to do better, Senator." Wait a minute. Yep. I thought your conversation was with her. But okay, never mind.
Kartik Narayan Ear says, "Drinker, please do a review on Better Call Saul." I would love to. I need to watch the whole thing before I can do that, though. Alex Perez says, "Need Reed Richards to do a Jim face at the camera." That would have been great. And last one, I'll finish up with this one. Grimvale, who said, "MauLer, I watched your measured response series in response to H-Bomber Guy, and holy cow, your mental endurance must be insane to be able to stomach analyzing Bomber's arguments so thoroughly."
Yeah, you could say the passion of fiery hatred was what fueled that series of videos. It took a long time to make. I'm very happy with how they turned out. Yeah, it was difficult.
Nice. No, well done for doing it. Yeah, I think I'll probably wrap it up there. There's too many super chats to get through tonight, so as I often do, I'll do a super chat catch up over the weekend, probably at some point, and get through all of these other ones. But yeah, I want to thank first of all the chat, everyone, for being involved in this. It's been great to have you all in. It seems like you've got a lot to say tonight about all these various things we've discussed. Thanks for all the awesome super chats, and thanks to the mods for doing the usual great work that they do. I really appreciate all you guys. It's great stuff to have you on board, and thanks to my awesome panel of guests that have come on. I know that Jay and Chris have had to bounce, obviously, but MauLer, as always, a pleasure to have both of you on. Naturally.
Thank
No
you.
problemo. Yeah, thanks.
And yeah, like as we always do, the links are in the description for Azzy's channel and for MauLer's. If you haven't subscribed to them already, then what the hell is wrong with you? But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've got for today. So what do you say, MauLer? Are we going to go away now?
I feel like I can't say that. I feel like you have to say that. I say that feels like sacrilege. Yeah.
All right then, go away now.
Bye.